Greetings, Vision Travelers, and welcome back. Let's do a quick recap before we jump in tonight. So, in your last session, thank you for that, Tyler. Your party rendezvoused about a half a mile outside of Neverwinter, near the river, where Uwe finally caught up while he was in a pursuit. Your group decided to quickly escape and mounted up on your horses. Ash spanked Nom Namo's pony, which quickly scampered off, leaving Nom Namo.
I had forgotten about that.
But you carried on, nevertheless, into the fields of Neverwinter. Or rather the fields east of Neverwinter. Upon reaching the edge of the Neverwinter Wood, you spotted the ruins of a small town quickly identified by Uwe as Thunder Tree, where he had banded together with a group of travelers for a short time to slay a young green dragon residing in the ruined town just weeks before. This time, however, in Thunder Tree, you met a group of druids who explained that they were headed into Neverwinter Wood to seek out a group of Eladrin who may be recklessly attempting to restore a lost city, and the druids were worried that in doing so, chaotic fae may be allowed to run rampant in the forest. After camping in Thunder Tree alongside the druids, you embarked into the forest. As you moved deeper into the forest, you began seeing severed reptilian heads, dried blood, and spotted a few dog-like fae that vanished upon making eye contact. And finally, as the path began to somewhat close in on you, you had two close encounters with traps seemingly fashioned out of magic wands. But your party pressed forward and found yourselves within what seems to be some sort of loop, finding yourselves crossing over and over again the same unnatural archway formed of the tightly woven trees surrounding you, with your magical abilities fizzling after every attempt. We pick up tonight just as your party was making the decision to take a rest. You're currently outside of the archway. The night around you is silent, and the familiar darkness still looms over you in the forest. What would you like to do?
So we just took a short rest?
You have not taken a rest. You were still deciding on that when we left off.
Right, and it's dark?
It's as dark as it has been since entering the woods.
Okay. This is trippy, man. Koros, didn't you draw a circle like that?
I did.
Someone else must have drawn another circle.
Well, I think that's the circle that I drew.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can I just say, I really enjoy this weird father-son interaction that happens between Koros and
Yes. I think we were saying we were going to sleep here. Are we going to sleep right here in front of the entrance, or I think I heard someone say we should move off to the side a bit.
Well, maybe we should have guards at the entrance to see to be there if anyone comes through.
Oh, like guards.
Yeah, not gods.
Not gods. Guards.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Say it again.
Gods.
Right, like the ones you pray to.
No,
Gods.
there's an R in there. Gods.
Guards.
Right.
No matter
That's what
where
I said.
we sleep, man, I do not trust these words. Something wrong.
Yeah.
The trees are calling out.
Maybe we should call back.
I tried.
Yes, what are they
man.
saying?
I could hear something yelling, "Help!"
Yes, that
in
was.
the distance.
That was. Right. Well, I think we should take a rest. Everyone wanted to rest, right, before we go into the
Sleeping
whatever
sounds
that
like
is.
a good idea to me.
Nom Namo is always ready for a nap.
I don't quite know what you. I mean, if you mean a nap, then yes, I do know what you mean.
Do we mean a nap like a short nap or a long
I'm pretty tired, man.
sleep?
I think
Right.
it's a long sleep. We should sleep.
In Ash's case,
Okay.
it'd be a cat nap.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Okay.
had
Right,
to happen once.
so- I'll stay up for the first 4 hours. I think we should definitely make sure there are 2 or 1 or 2 more per shift.
I'll stay
I'll
up
stay
for
up.
the first shift, Koros.
Same. Yeah, something's likely to happen.
Okay. So you 3, and then you 2 will go to sleep after 2, and then I say Ash wakes up, and then Bowie, Adon, and Edwin can take care of the second half. Right.
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 Okay, so who was taking first watch?
All right.
I'll be up, and Namnamo and
No.
Dahl will be up.
Perception checks.
For how long?
First 2 hours.
I'll be up for the first 4.
So those of you that are up for the first section of this, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, I need my dice.
15.
10.
Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Oh, there it is.
Dahl, make yours with disadvantage, please.
Ooh, that's good.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage, doll.
Oh,
Unless
that's
you're using that dark vision thing beforehand.
Unfortunately not. So let's see if I can. Oh,
That's not good.
That's okay.
I need to do
Oh,
disadvantage
gosh.
too then, don't I? I got 8.
oh, we're in so much trouble.
Okay. So, you guys are. Where exactly did you end up setting up that camp? Are you close by the archway?
Let's say about 50 yards away from the entrance.
Okay. And did you camp like on what side of it? Like when the way you were walking before you would have gotten to it or after?
From what I remember, we walked past it
Yeah.
with the intent of camping. So it would be past it, just past it.
What I was picturing.
Perfect. So you guys are camping out. The rest of your party is fast asleep or in a trance. You're kind of glancing about. It's eerily silent throughout the night. Koros, you happen to glance over in the direction of the archway. There's really only 2 ways for you to look aside from up. And so you're kind of just going back and forth. And as you glance over towards the archway a couple hours into this, or rather after about the first hour or so, you glance over just in time to see this faint green shimmer close by the entranceway. And as you're watching it, as you look a little bit more closely, you watch as it kind of starts to form into a somewhat humanoid shape, almost that of a female figure for just a brief moment before it fades away.
Right. Can I tell if it is a fae or?
Go ahead and roll. Let's see. What would you roll for that? Probably just a history check.
Which is intelligence, so I can roll with advantage because I
was going to say your tracking thing gives you advantage for that, right?
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and roll that.
I got. You said history?
Yeah, I would, unless there's one that fits it better.
No, that sounds good. 15.
Okay. Yes, it looks, as far as you can tell, like fae.
Okay. I am going to just mention that to Dahl and Namnamo. I saw some sort of fey creature appear over by the entrance.
As soon as he says that to me, I'm gonna. If only I could see in the dark. Oh, and then I'm gonna cast Dark Vision.
Okay. And as kind of the area around you lights up through your dark vision, you look around and there's nothing there. It's just the same as it has been.
Yeah, it vanished. I'm not too concerned at the moment, but
The woods, man.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Dark Vision as well.
Okay. Same thing for you. You kind of take a look around. There's nothing there.
Okay. My Dark Vision lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
What do you think, Cora? Should we wake the others, or wait out the night?
I'm not concerned about it at the moment. It doesn't seem to be, angry or anything yet. So
I will gladly die at your side. All right. Gonna bow, and I just go back to kind of sitting.
I think the more rest that our team can get, the better off we'll be.
Never doubt the power of a nap.
Well spoken.
Thank you.
All right.
So is my anything else?
Are you guys just going back to waiting?
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking more intently towards the opening. That's probably gonna get like 80% of my attention at this point.
Okay. You essentially go the rest of that second hour, and nothing else happens through that time. Just eerie silence, and that's really it.
Okay. Well, then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up. Maybe Edwind? Definitely not Ed. Oh, you know what? No. This one I'm gonna do. Sorry, I changed my mind. I'm gonna walk over, and I'm gonna walk over to Ash. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna kick him, just on the back. Your turn, and then just lay down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyone else with Ash and Chorus?
No, I think
I'm still up. I'll stay up for another 2 hours.
Won't get
Oh.
full rest.
you won't get
Is
your
it-
full
Yeah,
rest.
you'll need to have at
24
least
hours?
6 not
It's
watching.
only been
or-
2.
It's only been 2.
You'll take
yeah,
a
no,
second
I'm
to get
gonna
the full
stay.
I'll get my rest.
Okay.
If you
So
get your
Ash
rest.
and Koros, for the second portion of this, go ahead and make a perception check.
19.
8.
Okay.
Team?
So,
No.
as you guys are sitting there, kind of just keeping a close eye out around you, Koros kind of closely watching that doorway where that green glimmer kind of appeared. Probably less than an hour, probably about 40 or 50 minutes into this second part of the watch, you begin to faintly hear footsteps coming from the darkness beyond your view. So beyond your 60-foot dark vision range. You start to hear them before you can see them. It's coming from the direction that you guys were coming. So it's on the other side of the archway.
What do you think that is?
Do I see it? Did I?
You haven't heard it yet.
Oh, I hear footsteps.
From in there?
No, from past the doorway. It's coming from where we were.
I'll perk up my ear.
Right around at this point, Ash, you begin to hear it, and Koros, as you glance back over in that direction, just barely into view, starts to come one of those dog-like creatures that you'd seen before. It appears to be walking at a somewhat brisk pace, but immediately stops upon seeing you. It stops in its tracks, makes eye contact with you, begins to growl loudly, and then vanishes.
What do you make of that?
Seemed a little bit territorial to me. Maybe not.
Territorial or
Not if it was hostile, it would have
what-
attacked.
do I know? What do I know about these dogs?
Make a history check.
18.
18. Let me just make sure exactly what I'll give you here. So, you don't know much about them. You don't really even know what they're technically called. You've heard rumors that refer to kind of like dog-like fey creatures that some refer to as blink dogs, that are essentially just fey creatures that very much resemble dogs in pretty much every way, except that they have the ability to teleport a decent distance.
Okay.
Usually used as kind of a tactic to either like defend itself to avoid an attacker, or to use like offensively to just like show up on somebody and attack.
Well, I don't know that this dog or these dogs belong to anyone. Based on the information from before, with knowing about whoever it was that are releasing all of these fae into this wood. But I also don't want to disregard it and have it be some sort of scout or something.
Do you think they're smart enough to be able to follow someone? Follow their orders, I guess.
Oh, these specific fae, I suppose I don't know too much about. But again, just considering what is going on here, it could just be a random beast that's out here.
Yes, I get the notion that we are encroaching in their home. They're
Well,
probably not taking.
I
kindly
feel
to it.
I feel that they may be new here, that they were recently released into this forest.
Really?
Well, weren't they talking
Foria.
about that they were trying to open some sort of portal or something, that, and if it goes wrong, they could end up unleashing a lot of fey creatures into this forest.
Oh, so these are fey creatures.
This is a fey, yes.
Oh,
That much I know. I also saw the brief glimmer of a looked like a woman or something out in front of the entrance to that.
a woman.
But it vanished. It looked like a
cool.
female.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
sweet.
If you take a look at Roll20, I just dropped a picture in front of you guys of what the dog-like creature looks
How
like.
cute.
Looks very strong.
Doesn't look that well fed. I mean, you can see its spine. I don't know. I don't know, you guys.
I feel like it might be eating something.
That dog's got a bumpy back and pointy
Um,
ears.
Anyways,
Right. Well, I don't think we should take any action towards these dogs if they're not, coming towards us.
I don't want to seem too hostile, especially if we're going to be going down this archway at some point.
Right. We should most definitely conserve our energy.
So that's the end of that conversation.
You guys are really bad at ending
Alright,
conversations.
You guys basically just relax and
I'd like
keep
to
an
think
eye
you
out,
said that to him. Did
and
you
the
say
rest
that
of
to him?
that portion of the watch goes by. What are you gonna do next?
I'd like to think. Sorry, I'd like to think that you said that to Ash. Said, "That's the end of that conversation."
Yes, that's what happened.
Okay, cool.
And I'm done talking to you now.
Yeah, that would fit.
That is good
works.
because I am done too.
Yeah, so who's Ui's gonna wake up, and then let's say Adon will wake up Adon to be a
Yeah, I'll take next watch.
And I'm going to relay the information about the dog and the glimmer of a woman. Should write a song about that.
There's a glimmer of a woman.
Singing about your woman and your dog.
Glimmer of a woman.
And then I'll just remind Adon to wake up Edwin when he goes back to sleep.
Right on.
All right. Uwe, make a perception check. Adon, make a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Sounds heckin' good, dude. Oh, there's blink dogs in my way. Get out of here.
$14.
13.
Not bad, not bad.
You guys keep an eye out, having heard the tale from Koros of a shifting woman and a dog that disappears. And 2 hours come and go completely without incident and completely in silence. You gonna
Sick.
Hey, Eddie, wake up. Eddie. Hey,
You're muted, Eddie.
Yo, I'm not muted.
Still
I
warming
heard
up
him.
those vocal cords? Hey, there was legend of this dog that kind of vanished and appeared, but I didn't see it at all. But just keep your eye out. And there was a woman too.
This is a game of
Was this-
telephone.
Wait a second. Are you telling me about your dream that you had
The
last
woman
night?
was about 6 foot. She had brown eyes. No, so there's a woman that appeared throughout the night. I didn't see her, or a dog.
Look, I
but,
know we've been away from the city for several days, but there was no woman in this wood.
I'd like to think I was a
Okay.
little more descriptive than that, but
If you see anything roughly pertaining to those two things, we might be in danger. So wake us up.
Are you going back to sleep? What?
Yeah, I gotta
Oh.
get my rest, man. I'm a little tired.
I hate this forest. I've been to the city. I'm used to the ocean. I feel like I'm suffocating.
You could light it all on fire.
Hey Don, he's already asleep. Hey Don, fine. I'll watch.
All right. Let's get perception checks from the two of you guys.
Oh,
14.
do I do twice or just once?
Just once. You have dark
Okay.
vision, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just once. All right, so you guys continue to watch, looking out for a 6 foot tall woman with dark hair and brown eyes, and her dog. You get through most of what you feel like you're going to be, most of the time that you feel you're going to need to be watching without incident, and you start to feel like nothing's going to happen out here. And then as you're kind of just listening closely through the silence of the forest, it almost feels like the silence is just getting more and more eerie as you go, but kind of just brushing that off as, we're in this creepy forest, that's just the way it is. When suddenly you hear the very, very distant, faint echo of a scream. It seems to have originated from the archway rather than somewhere down the path, though it initially sounded humanoid, just kind of like a terrified scream, but it was also sounding too far to be completely sure.
I'm
stand
just
up.
gonna draw my bow and look at Eddie.
What the crap is happening out here? I hate
Listen,
this
man,
forest.
I'm not a fan of wherever the heck we are.
I've never been to this Neverwinter Wood, but this sucks.
Sometimes I came out here as a kid, but I've never experienced it like this.
Maybe this is why the volcano blew up. Hopefully to burn all this down.
I bet you can make it blow up again.
I could try, but that would be very bad for us.
Not right now. You want to do anything about that screen?
I am just gonna focus intently on that door, on that archway, and just kind of just watch for something
Okay.
for the
Gotcha,
next. Like, I don't know. Like, it was pretty far away, but what am I gonna do? I can't use magic.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the end of that conversation.
So,
Okay, well,
I'm done talking to you.
You guys finish out the rest of the rest. It's probably only like 20 minutes or so left that you felt you needed to rest before the time is up, and it feels like you can probably wake everyone and carry on with your lives.
It's a long rest, right?
Yep.
This is me patting everybody awake.
Right.
I say, Koros, there was a scream from the far that way, and it is scary. I hate this forest.
It's unpleasant here.
It sounded like a human woman screaming.
Oh. Tim,
I think it was
Yeah.
like,
sorry. I couldn't have casted Dark Vision. And neither
Oh
could
yeah,
Dole.
you're right. I didn't actually. I totally
Yeah.
missed that. Yeah,
Realize
that
that.
would to clarify for the record, that would have failed. Sorry, carry on.
no,
Sure,
I
I
lost my train of thought. I don't know what was I saying.
Is it still just as dark?
It is, yeah. It has been the same level of darkness basically since you entered the forest.
Well, I suppose we do have two options. We can walk down this archway and find out what's at the end of it, or we can continue walking and see if we end up anywhere. I don't think we will. I feel like this is some sort of endless magical loop that we're stuck in.
I'll follow you, Koros.
I feel the only way to go is
But I believe we must
through this
confront
gateway.
Yes, I'm done
What
being
has
in
us
the
trapped?
forest. So let's go find out what happened to that woman.
Let's all follow chorus.
So I'm in front. Okay.
All right.
I'm in the back.
I'm gonna
All right, Chorus in the front.
I'm gonna be pushing Doll in front of me. Like, no, you go first.
You better push hard.
What's your strength, Doll? How strong are you?
Plus 3, 16 plus 3.
Significantly higher than Edwin, so we can say
Yes.
that much.
There you go. All right, let's walk.
I don't know why I bothered looking at Nom Namos. All right, so
Mine's 5.
yeah, it's a solid 5. So Koros in the front, Uwe in the back, everybody else kind of in the middle. You guys start to make your way towards the archway in the side of the path that you guys have been following. The archway itself, the kind of path that it creates, is about 10 feet or so in width. Just inside, as you're kind of moving into it, you can see that all of the trees on this little path have basically joined together completely, almost as if they're becoming one to form this unnatural archway, which spans about 10 feet above you. As you kind of move inside it and take a look in, about 30 feet or so inside the opening to the archway, you can see that there is a form of a doorway that has kind of the same arched shape as the trees above it, but it looks to be open rather than having an actual door on it.
Hey, you guys think that this forest is taking us back to the big tree in Luskin?
I don't, and that didn't cross my mind.
Like a back door sort of thing.
I don't know. It's just all the trees are starting to become one. And it's kind of weird. And the only one big tree we've ever seen is in Luskin. And it's all our magic doesn't work here. So Sounds like arcane brotherhood crap.
That's very clever. Might be true.
Or a major coincidence.
Could be.
Yeah, let's find out.
Just
Boros, lead the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will continue walking. You said it's like a doorway.
Yep.
But with no doors.
Right. So it's kind of just like in the center of that path. There isn't actually a door on it.
Right.
It's kind of an arched doorway that follows the same contour of the branches and stuff that are joined together above.
Nobody thinks there's like trap or something. Do I see
Oh,
anything?
I was gonna walk up and not go through it yet, but first I'm just gonna pick up some sticks or something and throw it through the
Okay.
archway.
No, I'm gonna make a perception check since you asked that question.
Didn't even give me a chance to ask the question.
Alright.
That's okay.
I just heard we were walking. That's why.
I was looking
Oh
at
wow,
the door.
that's great. A solid
This is-
5.
Nice. Maximize.
Says nice, like it's a good thing. Nice.
You glance around and it looks as safe as ever.
So
Uh,
I will walk up to it like I was, and I throw
Yep.
some sticks through the gate.
Okay. You pick up a couple sticks, you toss them through, and you just hear them kind of clack around on the on what sounds like a stone floor just past the doorway inside.
Can I not see
as you-
into it?
Yeah, as you glance inside, it looks like essentially just a stone room. It has smooth stone floor, and directly back you can see a stone wall about 20 or 25 feet or so back from the entrance.
Okay, I'm just gonna call in. Hello, is anyone in there?
Nothing.
No
Are there-
response.
So are there any like branches or anything around?
There are just random like little rocks and twigs and stuff on the ground.
But no like branches.
Nothing of like substantial size. Just little like broken twigs and stuff on the ground.
Okay.
Sorry, the door is made of the trees, like the entrance or
So
archway thing.
the doorway itself seems to be constructed of like a stone structure, kind of the same stone that you see on the floor inside and the wall in the back.
Can I go look? I'm gonna go to one of the sides and sort of inspect it and see if I see anything.
After he does that, I'm
Like,
gonna
I'm
do a
gonna
full-
touch the outsides of it and see if anything happens or.
Okay. You walk over and start to kind of touch the sides of the doorway, the wall, stuff like that. It feels like just a normal, like anything that you've seen that's been like a building or a cave or something that's been constructed out of stone. It just feels like that. It feels normal enough to the touch.
I'm gonna walk through it.
Okay. As you walk inside and enter this room, the first thing that strikes you is the stench. You're hit kind of with this stench of rot combined with almost that like metallic-y smell of blood, just super prevalent here. The ground and walls are all seemingly composed of this smooth stone. The ceiling's about 15 feet or so above you. The room itself is 40 feet wide and 25 feet deep. To your right is an opening to a long hallway of sorts, narrow, about 5 feet wide. And in front of you on the far left, on the left wall on the far end, up against that back wall is another passage about 5 feet wide. Dried blood stains are on a few sections of the floor and walls, and the room is otherwise more or less plain in appearance. As soon as you start to step inside, you can hear some more faint echoes coming from somewhere deep inside this place. And what you hear is first a roar, followed by a scream, then silence.
Which direction did that come from?
You can hear it to some degree from both of those narrow passages. It just sounds like it's coming from somewhere. It's super echoey, like it's really distant, like it's coming from far inside.
Do I still feel like, can I tell if like magic is being blocked at this point now that we've gone through that doorway?
Have we all gone through that doorway? Because Koros just did.
Okay. I'm going to follow Koros through the doorway.
Okay.
And
So will I.
Going in.
And it
It's hard to tell because when you first tried to use magic and it didn't work, you didn't feel a change when you
Okay.
first kind of went into that
so
area.
I'm going to just try and cast Dark Vision again.
Okay, it completely fails.
I don't take up a slot for that then, right?
No, it'll fail.
Can you explain the stench again? Now that is it familiar to me, like dead things or?
Yeah, more or less, it smells like dead things.
Okay.
Like rotting, decomposing dead things.
I'm gonna walk in as soon as I see half the party in there. Thank God I'm getting out of this forest, and I walk in. I go through this barrier. I'm like, what is that stench? I've been on the seat. What?
Just
What?
a little caution.
Do you smell that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna hurl. Sailors have smelled better than this.
Is there anything on the floors? And it's just an empty room.
The floors are completely empty. There's just blood stains and stuff like that.
Are there more blood stains on one door entry or the other?
So you glance down those kind of hallways. What you see inside those is each one stretches about 50 feet back before the one on your right turns sharply to the right after about 50 feet or so. The one on the left side turns sharply. I'm sorry, they both turn sharply right, don't they? Let me just reference my map. They both turn sharply right. There are actually blood stains littering most of the floor and much of the wall in both of them. When you glance down the passage to the left, the ground and walls in many of the spots throughout that hallway have been blackened from some source or another.
Ooh.
Blackened,
Do I
like
know-
charred.
Do I
like,
know from
it's
experience
just-
with dragons if this would be a dragon?
You know from experience from dragons that the passageway is far too tight for any dragon you've ever seen.
Does the fire look like a dragon?
The black
Yeah.
stuff. It looks. Make a perception check.
Sounds good to me. Do good. 16.
It looks like some kind of fire or explosion probably created it. It doesn't necessarily follow the form factor that a dragon breath burn would, the way that it would kind of roll over surfaces and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Cool.
What are you doing, Louis?
I was just looking to see if, little dragon friend came through.
Did you say dragon?
Yeah, I
You
said
think-
dragon.
What?
Is
It's
it dragon here?
I've killed a few dragon in my day.
it would
Is it a smelly dragon?
Edwin,
I mean,
you seem much
What's it
more
about?
concerned with smells and things as of late.
Yeah, dude, man up.
Do you not smell that?
It is
You
not
said that,
pleasant.
Chorus, you said there was a scream, right? Maybe we should.
Well,
hey, can you describe what
Basically-
it sounded like? Maybe I heard that earlier with Eddie.
didn't we all hear a scream?
We were asleep
Um,
the first time.
It
But
would
I-
have been so. He's talking about the one when Koros first walked in. It would have
Ah.
been more or less audible to all of you guys.
Oh,
You
does
guys
sound
were
like the same
outside the
scream.
doorway,
And
so
we
you would-
knew which direction it came from,
it came from inside.
even just
Well,
inside. Okay.
From inside, I was in here, and I couldn't tell which hallway it came from.
Oh, okay.
And did it sound like the same scream as before?
It didn't sound like exactly the same scream. I mean, it was the same context of scream.
Yeah,
Both
there's a
sounded-
monster and a
Both sounded
scream
absolutely like
coming from that way.
terrified.
See, it sounds just like Eddie, only louder. Ah, smell.
Yes.
It
Um,
smells you.
Are we gonna flip a coin to see?
Yeah, let's
which-
flip a coin.
Right.
Do I
Let's go
see
down the left
anything-
hallway.
Is there
But okay,
the
perfect.
floor's totally
Left it
bare?
is.
Like there's nothing in there I could make a torch
Yeah,
out of?
aside from just the blood stains on the ground, it's bare.
Is it dark?
Yeah, how?
It is. Yeah, it's completely dark.
Someone's gonna
Well,
have
which
to
one we want to go down?
give me some direction, man. Can't see it.
Okay.
I touch
so-
Koros on the shoulder and point to the left. This way, right?
Yes. Yes, this way.
Somebody said we're going.
So we're
right?
going right.
No, we're going to the left.
Left.
We're going
correct?
left, right?
I'm gonna pull
Oh,
my.
the king of puns.
I'm gonna pull my sword out and can I cast my Crimson Right?
Let me just double check.
Because I think what I'm reading is that the damage is magical, but
I'm gonna. Let me know as soon as you're done looking.
One sec. No, that would fail.
okay.
What are you doing with your sword? It didn't catch on fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
All right, let's walk.
I'm gonna try because I can't see. I'm gonna try and see if I can turn into a giant spider.
Okay. You watch as Nam Namo reaches his hands out and kind of says a couple words and then makes this like flourish with his hands and then just stands there.
Oh, that's never happened.
What? You're a
What?
spider.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Well, since we keep standing here casting magical spells that don't do anything, which way are we going?
This way, and I start walking
Follow
towards
Cora.
the,
It
doesn't
the
work
left
if you guys-
hallway.
Koros,
And
go
I
ahead and
will-
make a perception check.
I'll have my bow drawn.
11.
11. So, you begin to walk down the hallway to your left, and as you take a couple steps in, it's not until you're about 10 to 15 feet into this narrow hallway that you notice there's a tiny hole of some sort at the far end of the hallway, about 5 or 6 feet up off the ground. Just inside of it, you see a faint orange glow. Just in time
Turn around.
for the fireball to fire from it.
No.
A dexterity saving throw, please.
Ah,
Is Koros the only one there? Or we follow?
Yeah, he's leading, so we'll call it his
16.
16. Let me pull up roll 20. One sec.
No.
Remind myself. 'Cause I-
While he's doing that, I'm gonna encourage everybody to stay in character. Don't keep this dry. Like, do I see this? Do I see this? Act it out.
Oh my lord.
My goodness.
Shoot,
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
that's a high roll. That's 58 fire damage to Koros.
wow, that's wow.
So
So
my
you
roll
guys-
didn't do anything.
Not a dex save, no. You guys watch as Koros begins to walk down this passageway, and gets about 10 feet in and then stops and turns and begins to run back out. And as he's about to make it out of the hallway, as you guys are kind of stepping back out of his way, you see this massive blast of fire just strike him in the back, and he kind of falls out into the room, still conscious.
So,
still okay.
I'm sorry, real quick, on roll 20, it says rolling 8d6, and then it says plus 23 and plus 14.
Yeah, what are those?
That
Oh
does
my
not look
gosh,
right.
yeah, I see
Yeah,
that. What the
there's,
heck?
I've never seen 58 damage from a fireball.
Yeah, you just did.
Wait a
Crazy
second.
dice.
That's more than 8d6 is capable of doing. Holy
Correct.
crap. What?
You will. I don't know
Yeah.
why you have exclamation points in there. Do you have exploding dice or something going?
I shouldn't have.
Yeah, but it's a d6. It shouldn't roll
Yeah,
a
that's-
20. A
that's good
d20 wouldn't roll a
23.
23.
Total there. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm sorry. I don't
Okay.
know why it's doing that.
There you
So
go.
many
That's more
rules.
like it. Let's do 27 instead.
Okay.
I don't know why it is doing that. What do the?
You did exclamation points. I don't know what that did.
It
They're
must have done something because it
they're
gave me a
exploding
23
back.
and a 14 on my d6s. So let's do 27 instead.
27's much better.
That's much more logical, isn't it? I
Glad
was
somebody caught that.
shocked when I did that roll. I was like, dang, that's a lot of damage.
It's a good thing you didn't have 3 exclamation points.
Anyway, let's bring that back in. So you guys
Yeah.
watch as Koros tries to basically like dive out of this hallway and gets just struck in the back by this massive fireball. Kind of just falls and rolls into the room, but still fully conscious. And
Whoa.
I kind of can see
Koros,
that it
you
was
alright, man?
Koros from that, and from because
Yeah,
of
I'm
Blaze
fine.
for a second.
Dude, you
And I
just
run
took
to him
a
and I
lot.
go, Koros,
Is that another wand thing?
Koros, you dove in front of the
I,
fire.
yeah, I
there
look
was
for
a- there was a bit of
wand
a-
or something protruding from the
A
walls.
bit of
or
a
something.
hole in there. Looked more
Ash,
like a
make a
cannon.
perception check.
17.
As you glance down to the end of the hallway, you can just barely see it's a hole in the wall, and somewhere several inches within it you can see that just faint glow of red that looks very, very similar to the tips of the wands that you had seen in the forest previously.
How far down is that?
It's at the,
Oh, we
the
can't
wall
do
at the
anything
end,
anyways.
which was
50 feet, you
I think
said.
like 50 feet. Yep.
Hey, you guys still want to go down the hallway?
Well,
Koros.
I mean, I'll follow you.
I told you we should have gone right.
I
If
feel
we
like
want to go
it's-
down, I will crawl to the end and see what happens.
you guys fixed the other 2 issues with wands and trees with a mage hand. You're not going to be able to get a mage hand off, are you?
All right, watch
Right.
this. I'm gonna fire an arrow at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack with your bow.
That'll be 21.
Okay. You watch as Uwe whips out his bow and fires an arrow, and it sails straight down the hallway, and it's just right on target for that little circle at the end. And you watch as that arrow makes it about halfway across, the wand inside lights up again, fires out another fireball. You guys are far enough back that you kind of just jump out of the way of it, and it kind of flies out and basically just explodes at the end of the hallway, outside of any of your guys' range, seemingly either having just gone through the arrow or having destroyed the arrow in the process.
I'm gonna run through immediately. As soon as I see it like dissipate, I'm running through.
Ash.
Okay, roll a dexterity check.
Check.
You can do athletics if you want.
Okay. 22.
Okay. So you guys watch as Ash, immediately after the fireball explodes, just takes off running down this hallway. Ash, make a dex save for me.
Dex save. Good. 21.
Okay. So you watch as Ash runs down this hallway, and when he is about 3/4 of the way down the hall, you watch as the light inside the hole begins to glow bright once more and fire off.
Even with
the
my
light
movement
itself-
speed?
The light itself
Okay.
is bright enough that the rest of you, and aside from the fact that you kind of duck out of the way because a fireball is coming, you don't actually see what happens. But when the fireball fires off, it explodes at the end of the hallway like it did just previously when Uwe shot at it. And Ash, when you get almost to the end of the hallway, you see it glowing and lighting up just a little bit when you're almost there, and you basically do like a baseball dive into home plate, and you kind of dive into that little like spot where the hallway curves off at the end, and realize you made it. The fireball did not actually impact you on the way in.
Yo, Ash, you good?
Could I tell it was Ash? Could I tell it was Ash that ran down the hall?
I mean, Ash isn't in the. I mean, you saw him run in, yeah.
Well,
so
I
you know it was
I
him.
just don't know because I can't see right now.
Oh,
So
that's
could I-
right.
could
Yeah,
I
keep
make
forgetting
out-
about vision? If since you can't see, no, you wouldn't have been able to tell. Aside from just glancing around when the fireball lit up the room, you wouldn't really be able to see.
What is happening, man?
Yo, Ash, you good?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
What's down there?
Yeah.
So Ash,
I look behind me.
upon kind of sliding into this corridor, you can see the hallway stretches off into the darkness. It's a relatively long hallway, but what you can see is there is a faint blue flicker coming from somewhere at the far end. It's not like a pointed flicker like the hole in the wall was, but more of like a glow that's kind of lighting up part of a room or something like that. The wall on the right side of this corridor, it's again 5 feet wide, and about 30 feet in on the right side, you can see there is an opening to what appears to be another hallway branching off to the right. That one seemingly the source of another dim, flickering orange light.
Okay. So as just for me getting the time right, so immediately after that fireball went off, I ran through, and then it immediately fired another one.
Approximately within the same time frame that it fired when Uwe tried, or I keep saying Uwe. Why do I keep saying Uwe? When Nam Namo tried to run across the fireball previously.
Okay.
You ran quick. But
Okay. So
Ash, can you disable that wand or whatever it is?
I will try my best. I will get close to where those openings are. Is it 2 or 1?
just one, right in the middle, about maybe like 5.5 feet up off the ground.
Okay. Is there a way to get my hand in it and reach? Oh man. How big is? It's a hole, right? So it's
a hole. It's about that big, so maybe like 6 inches or so in diameter.
In the wall, or is it in this pillar
In the-
coming out
in
of
the
the
wall.
ground? Okay.
It's right in the wall.
So I can't kick it.
Don't lose a paw.
Probably not. I might need some assistance. But there's what I can see down here. There's a blue light over to my left, and another orange one, like we can see here to my right.
Are there more wands? Watch out!
I don't think I'll stick here until we can find a way to safely get through here together.
You
I was just
can't
trying my
reach
luck.
in there. Like where? How far in is the wand?
Oh man, I barely reach my head around. Can I see like the tip of the wand?
By the time you kind of get around to the point where you can start seeing the glow and stuff like that, it's a good 6 or 7 inches back from the hole.
The walls are stone.
They appear to be, yeah.
How many shots?
What's that?
How
Say
long
again?
was it? I said, how long was it in between shots from the fireball?
Are you asking me that, or is Koros asking Ash that?
I'm asking Ash or anybody who might have noticed how many seconds.
I mean, I went
He wins.
immediately after.
That is what it sounded
What'd you
like.
say? It cut out.
Did I? Okay. I said
Immediately, as in
1 second. I mean, I went right afterwards.
Ash, why don't you just reach in there and grab it as quickly as you slapped Guildmac away from us?
I say under my breath, wow, that short man holds real grudges.
Well, here's the thing. You got about 3/4 of the way down the hallway before the second one shot.
True, I am much faster than any of you, though.
Would you say that was more or less than 1 second?
Tim?
It
Reach
was
in there
it
and
was
grab
quick.
it.
I mean, from the point that the first fireball exploded to the point that it fired again with Ash running across was like probably a second. It was, I mean, Ash ran quick.
Well,
How
Ash,
fast are those paws?
yeah, you punched pretty fast, right? Punch that wand.
Well, I was trying to see if I could punch through the wall to get to the wand, but it's, it's stone. Not sure if I can
If
really punch
Uwe
through
shot
stone.
another arrow at it, would you be able to reach in right after it fires and grab it and try to pull it?
That will at least give me another chance. That's our
Because
Because
best bet.
none of us are
Just
going to get
go
down
for
there
it. Stop
to
being
help
a
you.
pussycat.
That's right. Let's do it.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That gets to me a little bit. Okay.
Do you want to do it?
Shoot an arrow. Do it. Shoot an arrow.
The
Firing
fury of the
another
small, if I've
arrow.
ever seen it.
Firing.
Not as great.
So when I can see, like, I don't know how the spells work through wands, but if I can see something shoot from it, then immediately I will, like, before the fireball, I don't know. Is it like a gun? I don't know.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Okay.
Just straight dexterity.
Natural 19 plus just straight dex.
Yep.
Plus 4.
Okay, so Uwe
23.
fires the arrow off. Once again, it seems to be pretty much on target. Again, as it gets to about 3/4 of the way, maybe a little more to the target, the light inside begins to glow, fires off. The rest of you are just blinded by this firelight. Ash, as soon as you see it fire off, you reach your hand in there and just grab and pull. and you get your hands on what feels like a wooden stick, and you pull. It comes right out, and you watch as you kind of like grab it and do like a yank and let go type of thing, and you watch as it falls out, lands on the ground, and begins to disintegrate into ash.
Nice.
The rest of you see a fireball explode, and that's that.
Got it.
Wow, Namo, you know how to encourage him, man. You should do that more often.
I agree.
Right.
I
Ash,
say
is it-
what I
is it
mean to
done?
the cat man now. He
Yeah,
showed
so
me is
he,
not afraid.
he got it. All right, let's
I'm gonna
I
go.
suppose we can walk down there. I'm gonna go,
Hey,
you know,
Edwin.
third.
I'll go first.
Third. All right.
Oh, never.
So
Hey,
you guys
Uli,
make it over there.
I can't really see, man. Do you mind if I get on your shoulders again?
Sure. Then you're both. We're both at the front of the line. You know that,
I'm
right?
just like, where are you?
I hold on. No, I'll go grab him and pick him up and put him on my shoulders. And we are both going in first.
All right.
All right. So you guys kind of make your way up to the corner of the passage where it kind of veers off to the right. You do a little, shimmy to kind of push yourselves past each other to rearrange the order in which you're going. Who's taken up the rear position at this point? Doll, right in the back.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
So Ui and Namo start to move up the front. As you guys get a little bit closer, you get to the point where you can see down the passage to your right, and you can see a little bit into the room in front of you. When you glance down the passage to your right, the first thing that you notice is it goes down about 35 or so feet. Still a narrow 5-foot wide passage. And at the end is a series of iron bars that lead into some other kind of room. From where you're standing, you can see that it is a room with some kind of dirt flooring. And there's definitely a orange glow, somewhat akin to like torchlight or something like that, coming from inside that room. When you glance further down the hallway, you can see there's still a faint blue glow coming from the room in front of you. And once your sight allows you to see into the room ahead, you can tell that there are at least 2 humanoid figures within, near what looks to be, from your perspective, the center of the room. They're both wearing dark robes, hoods up obscuring their faces, and they're standing on either side of a dimly glowing blue orb that appears to be floating in the air. Both of them appear to be completely focused on whatever task they're undergoing at the moment.
Dude, they look like cultists.
Does anyone know anything about magic? Because I just inherited this, but does this look like something that might be blocking our abilities?
It looks like
You mean
what
the
that,
blue orb?
that dude
Yeah. Is it they might be channeling a spell?
Koros, what's that dude's name that was doing the thing and then he stopped doing the thing and then we lost our disguises?
Yeah, like
Oh,
that.
Trail Eye.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Can I kill him? Can I kill him? Can we kill him?
No,
These people right here. No, I
But there's
don't-
a
I
set
don't-
of bars
that's-
between us, right?
A bow?
Passage to the right, down the right side. Namo, you can actually see some of the faint glowing at this point. The passage that leads down, that splits off to the right, has the bars at the end of it, and then if you were to go straight down this passage, is where you can see those humanoids.
Okay, so
Uh,
I'm just. I apologize, guys. Sorry. We took the left hallway,
Yep.
and it turns to the right.
Yep.
Once it goes right, there's a veering off passage to the right from there,
Yes.
right away, that takes you to the bars with the. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
That passage
straight
that veers
down
off to the right at that point is about 30 feet in, and then it's about halfway to whatever room that is that's glowing at the end.
I can
No,
see the
Namo,
orange
do you-
glowing. I can see the blue glowing.
You can
Straight
you
ahead.
can very very faintly just tell that there's some kind of light source straight forward. You can see the orangish glow coming from the right a little bit better.
Okay.
Well, we've come all this way. Should we see if they want to talk?
We should at least say hi.
Don't like talking, but sure.
Who are we talking to?
Just so you know, if this goes south, I can't do anything.
And I'm better whenever they don't know that we're here.
Does anybody see any other options?
I
Kill
do
him.
not see anything.
Killing them is our last resort. And
I'll go talk to him.
based on the
We should have
current circumstances, killing them is going to be very difficult.
we should have Dahl tell them that he found their wands.
That's what
You
I
want
was
to go
thinking.
talk to him?
I don't think he has
let's-
any proof.
Let's all go
Edwin-
talk to him.
Edwin, you're
That's
the
true.
most charming of us all.
I'm the least.
Ooey.
Yeah?
Who are
But
we
I
going
would say
to
that
talk to?
You want
if
to
any
talk
of
to
us
him?
are gonna,
No. Who are we about? Who are we saying we want to talk
Oh.
to?
So there are some douchebags standing down by the blue light that everybody wants to talk to.
What is a douchebag?
Imagine like
Yeah, what is that? Somebody explain that to me.
it's an insult in the slums where I'm from.
Oh,
It's like whenever somebody's like clearly a jerk, but other people don't think that they're jerks, they're douchebags.
I think I am.
right? Let's
I know a couple douchebags.
No one was talking to you, Catman.
Jeez.
Tough room.
man,
All right, let's. I don't want to get hit by another trap. Let's just go talk to him. I'll just start walking that way. Just
And I just want you to know I am ready to kill if I have to kill.
yeah,
just remember,
What-
last resort.
yes. When I get in within 20 feet, I'm gonna say, "Greetings."
Okay, so when you're within 20 feet,
Immediately die.
you're still just outside of the room. You're still in that little passageway. You kind of shift your way up to the front of the group. When you get up towards the front and you call out to them from that hallway, there's no response. They're just kind of leaning forward, arms out towards whatever this orb is, and they pay zero attention to you whatsoever.
I'm gonna walk closer. Excuse me. I'm gonna enter the room too. Are you guys? Hello.
So as you kind of cross the threshold of the doorway and into the room, you feel a very brief tension in the air around your body for just a fraction of a second, like almost akin to as though you'd walked through like a small spider web or something in the doorway. And as you kind of look down, as you feel that resistance for a brief moment, there's nothing visible that would have actually hit you. But immediately upon feeling that friction in the air, both of the figures immediately turn towards you. You can see a faint blue glow in both of their eyes once their faces kind of turn and aren't obscured by the hood anymore. And as they turn to face you, you watch as the orb in the air just shrinks down until it disappears. Roll for initiative.
Oh, see, look, if I would have just killed him.
We would have still had to roll for initiative.
I know, but I
Not
wanted to
after
talk
I
to him
did
a little
30
bit more.
damage on one of them.
Excuse me. Why are your eyes glowing? I don't know.
Alright.
Hold on one second. I'm having a malfunction with my map, but
I'm gonna start writing.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna start preparing like responses and interactions to things. It'll be fun, so that like I'll have content to give to Tim, and he won't know what hit him. It'll be great.
Oh
You
gosh.
won't know what hit him.
Initiative. Oh geez. But I don't want to.
Yes. Boom. There we go. And then we will come here. We'll not what I wanted. What the? What? Go back to roll 20. What are you doing, bro?
Koros, I don't think they want to talk.
All right.
So that resistance. Am I webbed to the floor? Did I feel like?
No,
Okay.
you literally just felt like you bumped into something in the air as you were crossing through the doorway.
Hmm. Maybe you took me out of space time.
Oh my gosh, that is a huge map.
Whoa.
See if I can get that lined up again. Looks a little squished.
Really like if these crickets outside my window would stop trying to be inside of my room.
Are they like jumping, trying to jump through?
No, they just like every night I open my window, they get closer and closer. So they're just louder and louder.
They just want to play D&D.
They're really competitive, man. They're just trying to be louder than you.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Well, I
5,
should
6,
yell at them.
9, 10 by 3.
Well, no, that would make it worse.
10 by 8. Oh, I should have made that longer, but whatever. Okay. So, bring you guys over.
Oh, somebody else is joining me.
I'm convinced that was Michael. I see it in his face.
He's the only one that has the speakers turned on while Ryan do headphones.
He's just jealous that I have real crickets and he had to join in.
Yep, that's what it is.
I would have been behind
Can you put me on
Edwin.
top of him? There we go.
All right. So just imagine that hallway.
Or Nom Nom.
Further. I didn't clip enough of it because I am dumb sometimes. So we'll just pretend this hallway is.
My brain also doesn't work sometimes.
So let me just grab some guys to put in place of them. They're not holding shields, but we'll just pretend that's what they look like.
So the sort of tree archway that we were coming through was 10 feet wide, and then when we got in, it was super thin like this.
Once you got past that first room when you came in, the hallways
Okay.
have been that narrow so far.
Okay.
Let me pull up the initiative turn order thing. It doesn't want to give everyone turns. Let's just go like that. And we'll go like that. Add a turn. Add a turn. I wish there was a way to make this quicker, but. There we go. All right. Can you guys see the turn order?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you able to edit it, or do I need to do that for you? Cool.
I don't see me in it.
Oh, I can't
I can't edit it.
Oh,
I
I
can
can't.
click on my
There it goes.
number, but I can't change it.
double click it.
Oh, it's because you are under him. There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
Do you need me to edit it for you, Ash?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Got it.
Yeah, Uwe can't react because Nom Nom was on his shoulders.
Namnamo keeps rolling really high on initiative.
Oh.
I do have a +3, which helps.
That's pretty good.
All right, so that will start us off. So They both rolled really high for initiative, so they are going
Jeez.
to
Dang it.
go ahead and take their move first. So
That's dumb. Sorry.
That's not fair.
you watch as the first one, where is it? There it is. You watch as the first one kind of looks over, the one to your left looks over, and you see him begin to cast some kind of incantation or spell or something like that, and you watch as an aura of some sort begins to appear around him. You see just like a faint yellowish glow kind of show up around him. The one on the right, that was, let me make sure I got that initiative order correct. I did. The one on the right goes next. He is going to cast Firebolt at Edwind right up front.
As soon as I see start of a spell, like an attacking spell, like the second one, the first one I wasn't really ready for. The second one, I'm gonna attempt to like reach out and like wait, counterspell him a little bit with my reaction.
You're going to attempt to use counterspell, or you're going to attempt to like talk to him?
Nope, counterspell.
Okay. Your
Reaction.
Yeah, I got it. Just checking kind of his stats and stuff. You reach out and you attempt to use this counterspell spell, and it appears, as far as you can tell, to have failed. You watch as the firebolt still fires towards you.
Does it fail because I feel like it felt funny and still like we're in a...
felt like you couldn't get it out of your body?
Okay. Or yeah, it didn't fail because I didn't feel like it made it to him. Okay, got it.
That'll be 15
Damage?
15 to hit.
I have an AC 15.
Okay, so that does hit.
Okay.
So then that is, I forgot to roll 20. I should do that. 10, yep. One of those. So it'll be 6 fire damage for Edwind.
Ow!
That
I
is
was
it.
just trying to say hello.
So now it is Edwin's turn.
Okay. I am gonna try to cast a spell. Does it work?
What are you trying to cast?
I'm gonna try to cast slow
Okay.
as a like, whoa, come, no, wait, I just want to talk, and then like I don't know how this happened, but I attempt and I slow would have come out of me if I was allowed to cast it. I don't know if I'm allowed to cast it or not.
You reach out and it doesn't appear to have any effect.
Cool. This sucks. I can't do anything, guys. I'm gonna start kind of like moving like backwards. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Nom Namo. Sitting on the shoulders of Edwind. At this point,
Nope.
Gosh, why do I keep getting names wrong today? Sitting on the shoulders of Uwe. At this point, as soon as that bluish glow faded out, you got enough of a view of the two humanoid figures. The blue glow faded out and it went to darkness again in this room. And then you saw a brief flash of just fire light as that fire spell fired off. At this point, it is complete darkness in this room.
Okay, so I'm gonna, when I saw like the fire and all that stuff, and I'm realizing oh, hey, something's happening. I can't see. I'm gonna slide off of Ubi's shoulders down to the ground. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna attempt to just kind of run back and make my way between everyone's legs. Kind of like get away. I'm kind of like backing up. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's as far as I can.
Okay, is that it for you?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Ash.
Okay, so this orb that they're around,
Dissipated.
The orb has faded away. As soon as
It's gone.
As soon as their attention broke and they turned towards you guys, the orb faded.
not like broke. It just disappeared.
It literally it was this big and a certain brightness, and then when they looked away, it literally just went into nothing.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Spells
And they
don't
look
work.
they look of equal rank. Does that make sense? Do they have the same clothing on, I guess? Does one look more superior than the other?
As far as you can tell, they look exactly the same.
Yeah. So I'm going to. I'm assuming I can run past Ui and Nam Namo.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go towards the one on the right. See if it's actually working for me this time. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna go right there. There.
Okay.
And are they holding any weapons?
They're holding nothing. The
Holding
token
nothing.
is inaccurate, but they're holding nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something in their hands on roll 20. Okay. So I'm gonna just go for like first two hits. I'm gonna go for like an uppercut to the jaw and then a gut kick. So 2 attacks. Okay, 17 and a 2. So that's plus, 20. Six? No.
It'll still hit.
25 and a 9.
Okay, so the first one's gonna hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage for that first one.
9 points of damage. And I'm going to attempt to stun him with that uppercut.
Using stunning strike.
Yes.
Okay. What's the DC on that again?
It's a DC 14 Constitution save.
Oh, you know what? You rolled a natural 20. I was literally about to switch to roll 20, and then I rolled it, and it was a natural 20.
Hey, you rolled it. It happened. That's cool. All right.
I was gonna switch to roll 20, and then I rolled a 20.
It's okay.
Roll 20. It's a funny pun. Laugh at me.
Oh.
yeah. But he succeeds on that. It doesn't seem like the stun worked, but the first hit did. So anything else?
Okay. No, I'm actually gonna move again to this corner of him.
Okay.
And then that's my turn.
All right. Adon, in the darkness of the blackness of this hallway.
So I was gonna ask, does that orb light up that room enough?
The
so that
orb
I
is
can kinda-
gone.
Orb is
The orb
gone.
is
I
Oh,
shouldn't have
completely gone.
Yeah, I shouldn't have hard coded it into the map, but the orb is gone.
Okay, I thought you said the brightness decreased. It then disappeared.
Yeah, it's completely gone.
Okay, that's gonna change what I do. I'm gonna
Yeah,
attempt.
that changed my plans too.
So I can't see anything, right? Because I have no dark vision.
Correct. You have felt Edwin and Nom Namo kind of like push past you in this hallway.
And I kind of hear some panics going on.
Yep, and you've seen a big flash of light from some kind of fire of some sort up ahead. But aside from that, nothing.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna draw my sword and my shield. I'm just gonna kind of stand there, and then with my one hand, I'm gonna cast daylight and try to cast daylight just right in the center here where that orb was. Or I'm just gonna throw it into the room because I have no idea what's going on. So I'm gonna cast it through this hallway, and wherever it lands,
Okay.
it's just gonna radiate light.
So you reach out and you attempt to cast daylight, and you watch as just tiny little fizzle on the tips of your fingertips goes off, and then it just goes into nothing.
Cool.
That's what I said.
All right, well, I'm just gonna.
Great.
That'll be the end of my turn then.
Okay. Koros.
Okay. I'm gonna move up to this guy here and just attack him twice
Okay.
with my scimitar.
And roll
I'm
that.
assuming you said the blood right didn't do anything,
It did not work. No.
even though it's the damage that magical, not necessarily the thing.
I
So-
did a little bit of looking, and it didn't seem to. It seems like the type of ability that it is not
Okay.
going to function here.
All right, the first hit is 20 something.
That'll hit.
That'll do 10 damage.
Okay.
He has advantage, right? Since he's
Oh, yeah.
flanking.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
flanking,
show
so-
you this really quick. Oh, you can't
Whoa.
see it. Stupid background.
It's
It's a 20. It's a natural 20 for my second
Hey,
hit.
can we count that for the first one, or how does that work? Because he
Zero.
has advantage.
Oh, I had advantage.
Yeah,
Right,
you can count it
'cause-
for the first one if you want. Just double your dice for the first one.
Double my dice for the first
You
one.
did 10 damage, so just whatever minus whatever the bonus was.
So it would have been 12 damage. Okay, but also I have a thing. I don't know if that works because it's right focus. It's like a special ability that when I hit somebody with a critical hit, they become frightened of me.
Let me see.
Nice.
Right focus.
But it's
While using the weapon that you would use your thing on, isn't it? Your
Is that what it
Crimson
is?
Right, because it's focusing the Crimson Right. So that, if I'm reading it correctly, that wouldn't function without the Crimson Right functioning first.
okay. So second attack then.
Okay.
With
Be
advantage.
With advantage. Okay. All right, it was 20 something
Okay, that'll hit.
and 9 damage.
Okay. He's looking pretty bloodied out. Anything else for Koros?
I'm gonna spit blood at him. No, I'm not bleeding yet. I'm just gonna look at him all angry.
Okay. Doll.
All right.
So in the
I
complete darkness of
yeah, and you can't see
I
it.
believe all I can do is get up here where Uwe is.
You can't be in his space.
And I can't be in his space.
All right.
What's your speed?
30? 30 feet?
Oh yeah, you were all the way down the hole.
Yeah. So that's as far as I can get on this turn.
All right. Ooey.
Oh, I will run in to the room right here. And then I will look at him and I will skimty him.
Skimpty.
What does that mean?
13.
Scimitar.
13.
Oh, yeah. Ha! Got it.
13 hits.
Heyo. So
Roll
that
damage.
is going to be. I'm being dumb. I'm going to use my sneak attack as well. What is it? 1d3. Oh, dang. Bink. 20.
All right. You watch as Uwe runs up and just kind of dives right in with one of his scimitars and just gets a clean just slice across the dude's torso. And upon that hit, he just falls over backwards and he's dead.
Dunzo
And-
Brunzo.
That's
I
so
am
cheesy.
going. Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm.
Hmm.
I am no longer going to do anything else.
That brings us to this other guy.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, my sneak attack leveled up. I didn't even know.
You guys watch as this guy takes a few steps over in this direction towards the hallway that you can see on the far end of the room. At that point, he turns and fires another firebolt, this time at Koros, which is going to be use roll 20. Forgetting to use roll 20. $15.
No dice.
Nope. All right. So you watch as it fires towards Koros. Koros just kind of ducks out of the way, and it has no effect. And with that, we will bring it back around to Edwin.
So I'm gonna pull out the torch that I have and use my action to start attempting to light a fire on my torch using a tinderbox.
Yep.
So
Easy enough. You can do that.
okay. So now I have a torch that's lit as my action.
Yep. And at that point, Dahl, Adon, and Namnamo, all three of you are just
You-
instantly able to see in this hallway.
You can also move.
And then I'm gonna move to like right here, and then I'm gonna notice the guy to the left. Ah! That's it.
All right. Namnamo, with a fresh sense of being able to see where the heck you are.
So at that point, I see the torch get lit, and Edwin run down to the end of the hallway, and I'm gonna run down to right here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna make assumptions right now. So if you can stop me if I'm. Oh, I can't even make it right there. So I'm gonna run down to right here, and as I'm running, I'm gonna try and turn into a spider again,
Okay.
giant spider. And when it doesn't work, I'm gonna just kind of stop at the end of the hallway and just kind of just peek around the corner and stay with my feet there, and then put my head back.
Okay.
It's always good to stay with your feet.
I
All
was
right.
just-
Ash.
Stay with your feet.
Hello.
I love it. Okay, so I see that guy start trying to run. And no way. I'm running straight towards him.
Okay.
Gonna get to there. And yeah, I'm gonna guess I'm gonna try and start like kicking the back of his legs.
Okay. He's
Just
facing you guys. He
He is,
did like
okay.
like a backwards like strafing type of motion. So he's facing you guys. He's
Okay.
not like all out sprinting out of the room. He's just defensively
Okay.
positioning.
well, then I'm gonna use like a UFC front leg, kick or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Just try and stop those. Yeah. So 2 attacks. Man. Jeez. Okay, 16 and a 13.
The 16 will hit.
Okay.
The 13. So the second hit, as you're swinging in after connecting with the first one, you swing in with the second hit, and it connects, but you feel that like that aura that you watched him put around himself when you guys started, just kind of block it, and you don't feel like you fully connected with his actual body.
Okay, gotcha. That was 9. Again, 9 hit points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and stun him again.
Okay. Remind me the DC one more time.
14
14
Constitution.
Constitution. 14 con, and he's gonna have a plus nothing because he sucks.
Because he sucks. I like when you make fun
That's
of
a
you guys.
5. So he is stunned.
Oh, it's beat down time. Start
Bam.
kicking him.
All right.
Yes, I will look over at whoever's in the room, so Edwin, Koros, and Uwe, and just sort of egg them on towards him.
Give us a good get him, boys.
All right, gents, he's
All right.
ready
I'm gonna,
for
like,
ya.
Swing my torch at him. Ah!
I see that. I just start cracking my knuckles.
Now being capable to see in the hallway, what would you like to do, Adon?
He's muted.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I got my shield in hand, I got my sword, and I am gonna run right there, and I'm gonna take one big swing at him with my sword,
Okay.
and +6 on that, so 24.
That'll hit.
That'll
Okay,
hit.
Adon.
All right, and I'm gonna do that one-handed now, because I got my shield in the other hand.
Okay.
7 damage on that, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna use my War Priest and hit him again with that same sword.
Okay.
So 17 on the hit.
That hits. Roll
That
damage.
hits. All right. So I'm just all pissed off, barely able to see, and 6 damage on that.
Perfect. All
Make
right.
me come in this dark cave and
Yeah.
You can tell he is taking some damage. He's getting a little messed up. So that'll bring us around to Koros.
I will join in the fun and take a couple swings at him.
All right, go for it.
We got a 16.
That'll hit.
That'll be 9 damage.
Okay.
And second hit is 27.
Yep. Roll it.
And that'll be 12.
12. How do you want to do this?
Is he's standing still?
Yeah, he's just kind of like dazed and a little bit out of it.
So I want to say my first hit was kind of like a cross uppercut with the sword kind of, backhanded.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, I'm just going to come down right into his throat.
Gotcha.
So I slice up and then come straight into his throat. And
Yep. And you guys hear just like the the cracking of everything underneath it as he kind of just crumbles down to the ground underneath the force of that hit. Just drops in a bloody mess. All right, that will drop us out of that combat. So I'm just going to bring you guys back over here.
Right.
All right. So as you kind of look around this room after this combat scenario finishing up, this room itself doesn't seem to be very eventful. Aside from whatever they were doing in this room, nothing much seems to really be happening in here.
The orb totally gone. Like there's no remnants of it. Okay.
Since we were standing right by that other entrance or whatever opening, did we see anything in there once that guy fell? And I look up, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Are you kind of like glancing through down the hall?
Is that a hallway?
Yeah, so it's a more or less a hallway. It's actually, you can tell from your perspective, from still inside the room, you can tell that it's actually wider than the hallway you came from. It's twice as wide, so it's about 10 feet wide.
Okay.
Still the same height, but it goes beyond your sight in the room if you want to go out in the hallway and.
Well, I guess I'm gonna check what these guys, do they have anything on them, any papers or anything like that? I'm always looking for that kind of.
These guys don't have anything on them. The only thing, as far as like papers or anything like that, the only thing that they have on them is there's just like some almost like ash type of stuff in there, like in the pockets of their robes, almost as though they were using that as a component for the spells they were casting.
Can we take a quick break?
Yep. It's 10:18. So yeah, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back.
I figured we're like halfway.
All right, welcome back. So, where we last left off, our party had just headed into a room at the end of one of the hallways. They're traveling down and fought two mage-like types of creatures, and succeeded handily in their combat. So, what would you guys like to do?
All right.
I'm gonna just attempt to light my sword on fire.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be kind of staring.
Does
at my
it does it
hands.
start on fire?
No, it does not.
Like, I'm just gonna be staring at my hands. Just kind of used.
So these guys have ash in their pockets. I don't know what that means, but I guess we should just keep
Try
moving.
putting some ash in your pocket. I don't know. Somehow they were able to produce magic and we're not. That's kind of odd.
Perhaps that ash helped them cast the spells that they were casting.
Yeah, ash.
Right.
Put some,
Yes.
carry some ash.
Oh well, I thank you, but I don't need it.
Well,
Did you take the ash?
Nope.
Give me some of that ash. And I grab some ash, and then I try to do a light cantrip on my hand.
You try to do the light cantrip.
Yep.
Okay. You reach out. You attempt to cast the light cantrip, and your hand begins to magically glow.
what?
Oh.
Some of that ash.
Did it consume the ash, or do I have it?
No, it's still there. It's where you had it.
Oh, I love
doll
that
is
stuff.
not. Doll is
Here,
not.
Here, take this,
something-
I'm
Adon.
just gonna like take some of it. I'm gonna rub it on. Like, oh yeah.
I am hurt.
You
I'm
look
gonna-
over, and Edwin looks like he's ready for guerrilla warfare with like paint all over his face.
I'm
I
gonna
like this.
try and get some of that ash too. Can I recognize what it is? Does it anything distinguishable about it? Like, I'm trying to look and see.
Make an investigation check.
Is there enough to go round? I put some in my. I take a small handful and put it in my
it's-
pocket.
If you were to spread it all around, it would be
11.
pretty light. There was kind of just like a handful on each one. As far as you can tell, Namnamo, it basically just looks like kind of just like volcanic ash or ash from like a fire or something like that. It just looks like a standard something that would come from something that was
Yeah.
burned.
So he's only looked for that ash in one person, right? Like, that's where. Hey, where'd you get this ash from, man?
It was
is
in
that
his
me?
pocket.
It was
And-
in their pockets.
Well, then I'm gonna go over and check the other guy's pocket.
Okay. Same thing, just
More ash.
just more of the same.
All right. I'm gonna give some to
when I pick
Adon.
it up, I'm gonna
Thanks.
cast dark vision.
Can you?
Namnamo, you attempt to cast dark vision and it completely fails.
This doesn't work for me, man.
I'm gonna.
Eddie, what you tried was something fairly simple, right? So if someone else maybe tried something less,
Yes. Try something very basic.
right?
Well, I mean,
When he says that, I'm gonna try and just like swing my staff and change it to do thorn whip.
You watch as Namnamo grabs a staff, swings it out, and it just stretches out straight into a thorn whip
Oh,
and works perfectly fine.
Right.
That would
So
work.
maybe it's not the ash. Maybe it's just the complexity of what
I'm
we're
gonna-
trying to do.
I'm gonna look at him like, why did I just rub this on my face?
I'm gonna try to cast my mage hand.
Okay. You attempt to cast your mage hand. Where do you put it? Where are you
I
trying to
put it on Edwin's head.
Okay. You reach out, attempt to cast the spell, and a magical hand shows up on top of Edwin's head.
I'm gonna walk over to Koros and I'm gonna close my eyes.
I just love that we're all like doing all this magic around each other, just like we just learned it.
It works.
Whoa, man.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
All right,
I'm gonna
but
walk over to
still gonna
Koros.
Keep the torch lit, and I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try to cast Prayer of Healing. I'm gonna close my eyes and go.
Okay. You reach out, and everyone else watches as he kind of closes his eyes and focuses and attempts to cast the spell, and a little light fizzle comes out of his hands, and then it just kind of falls apart.
Guys, I can't heal anything.
Well, it looks to me like we can only use our cantrips.
Cantrips.
Hmm.
I attempted to shoot an Eldritch Blast earlier, and nothing happened.
Is that you cantrip?
That is my cantrip.
Was that before you had the?
You didn't have any of this ash, and I point to my eye.
Wait, is it the ash? All right, give me the ash. I'll take some of the ash, and then I'm going to try to light my sword on fire again.
And the sword does not light on fire.
And then I will go to the hallway and then try to shoot an Eldritch Blast down the hallway.
Okay. You fire an Eldritch Blast just fine down the hallway.
Okay. Well, I know one thing I can do next time I see one of these jerks.
Oh yeah. That being said, I'm gonna kill everybody else in these caves from now on, or in these hallways.
Okay, but watch out for fireballs from walls.
I'll kill those too.
Your
But
mage
I'm
hand
going
works,
to.
your mage hand works.
so we don't have to have Ash attempt to sprint down the wall or a
Is it
corridor.
this? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. A little bit of our.
Yeah,
Sounds back
I
here.
was about to say I'm gonna start walking ahead of Uwe.
I'm gonna go in front with Uwe and Ash to keep the torch going.
Okay. So you guys walk out into the hallway that was kind of on that corner of that room. And when you walk out, what you see is it's a short in length, 10-foot wide hallway. And on your first kind of inspection, it appears to have some sort of contraption installed within the walls. 5 feet in on the right wall of this hallway, there's a lever on the wall. Just beyond that, there is on both the right and left side of the hallway what appears to be a section of metal up against the walls, 20 feet deep and absolutely littered with deadly looking spikes. Immediately on the other side of this contraption, there's another lever on the wall.
You said 20 feet in between.
So
The
that like metal
spikes.
piece itself is 20 feet in length. So you've got, it's basically the things that I described are the entire width of this hallway. So when you get to the end of the hallway, it also veers off to the right again. So this right wall between the doorway that you just came out of and where it branches off to the right, there's a lever on the wall. Then the whole thing is this metal spiked contraption about 20 feet in length. And then immediately on the other side of that is a lever. And then that's where it goes off into the next hallway.
Okay. Tim, quick question.
Yeah.
Jumping. How does that work?
So jumping,
Is it half your movement?
there's a mechanic. I'm just going to remind myself of it real quick because you can do a longer jump if you have a head start, but I want to make sure I remember exactly what the numbers are as far as you can make a long jump if you can move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump. When you're doing a standing jump, you can leap half the distance. Each foot you clear, blah, blah, blah. Your strength determines how far you jump.
Oh, it's not your movement. Okay.
Gosh, what was it? It still consumes your movement, but gosh, where is the actual distance you can jump? I thought it was half of something.
was assuming it's half your movement. But I can use, or wait, I have this thing that I can do. So yeah, okay, I do have a thing I can do. Depending on the distance I could jump.
What is your, I guess it is based on your strength score. So yours is 16. So your long jump is actually equal to your strength score. So you can jump that many feet horizontally if you're doing a long jump. So assuming you have 10 feet of distance to start, you can jump an amount equal to your strength, half that if you don't have the starting distance.
So what is that, 10 plus 3 or plus?
So your
or is it 30 total?
Your strength is 16.
Right.
Am I looking at yours? Yeah, your strength is 16.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to jump 16 feet as long as you have a 10-foot like run up distance.
Or, okay.
Or 8 if you don't.
Or 34 feet if I use Step of the Wind. Because that doubles my jump distance.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Okay. So it's not based on movement, it just uses your movement and that makes sense. Okay.
It just consumes your movement. So you can't like jump at the end of your move on a turn in combat and assume that you can move farther than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's this lever do?
Well, just assuming here, but perhaps one starts and one stops these spikes. You know, moving in towards the center.
Maybe Uwe could magically grab it and try it out.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time talking about jumping.
I could give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Now?
Well, where are we all right now?
I just
You guys
looked
are
at.
all kind of just crowded around the entrance to the room. You can kind of filter in and out as you wish, but you're basically at the entrance of the room going into the hallway.
I'm sorry. I'm not a descriptive
Yeah,
visual.
I
I
gotta-
can't
I gotta
understand what
see it.
I'm looking at right now. I'm having a hard time visualizing it, but
Me too.
at this point, I'm just watching.
So
It looks like.
you guys went into
Can you see-
the
Can you see what I'm seeing on the thing?
I don't know what are you talking about.
Is that a
Oh, I was
hallway?
talking about roll 20. You can see it on roll 20.
We just came in. Or came in on this side. And along this wall, there's spikies.
Yep.
Then there's a lever right here, and we're standing.
And is this the distance that we're looking at? Like that's 25
No,
feet
I
of
just
spikes?
drew it, but 25 feet of spikes. I guess I got close.
It's 20 feet of spikes and then a lever on both sides.
I got pretty close. That's
And then
actually
this right
close
here is
to
the-
right size.
This right here is the room that you guys just came from where you fought those guys.
Right. Okay. Now I have a better. And what were you saying? Something was metal?
Yep. So here, let me just draw it for you. So right here, it's actually 20 feet, so it's 5 feet shorter than this. But right here and right here is essentially that metal contraption in both sides of the wall that has spikes just littered throughout it. And then there's a lever here and a lever here.
When you
Got
say
it.
spikes, you mean like
Danger
little,
spikes.
like little
Like-
spike balls, or like spears with a spike on
Like
the end, or
spikes like this long, just like
Okay.
a metal cone that ends in a sharp, stabby point.
all right. So
And these levers, are they at the ends of the halls, or are they before?
kind of just in the middle, like they split the distance between that
Okay.
metal contraption and the end of the hall.
Okay, so they're not
What do I have on my
amidst
report?
the spikes. They're before and after. Okay.
Correct.
Mhm.
Right. I think we should pull
Well-
the lever.
Let's pull the lever. See what
At the
happens.
other end, yes.
This
Well,
lever?
I mean, I guess both. I mean, if we can just pull levers
If it
without
if
harm,
it's supposed to stop whatever you think it's stopping, wouldn't you want one on both sides?
I feel like it's both sides at the same time. Can we just push down one of them? Like
A hand?
The lever? Yeah, this one.
we can get
Crank.
to one of them
Edwin
without.
just pull the
Edwin reaches
lever.
out and grabs it, pulls it down. It has very little resistance to it as you pull it down. It just goes all the way down as you pull it down. Are you pulling and holding, or are you like pulling down and letting go?
Let it go.
I let it go.
Okay, so you reach over, you grab it, you pull it down, you let go, and it just kind of like
Right.
back up.
So I think the way that this works is that both of these
Oh.
levers have to be held down at the same time.
Mage hand.
I'll
So
cast my mage hand.
I will hold the one at this end.
Right.
Right,
Well, we
and
can
we
switch
can-
the mage hand later. After.
The mage hand can go all the way down to the end.
I
Everyone
found
can
this
go
lever
through.
first.
I can be the last one through, and then if need be, I can jump.
Right. Well, or somebody could hold that lever and then have the mage hand hold this one.
Or he could jump.
No, don't make me. Yes,
Stop trying to jump. We have a mage hand.
doll.
Yes.
I swear to the gods.
No one's
Or I
holding
mean,
the
if
lever
anyone had a
anyway.
heavy bag, we could
Yes,
probably hang it.
No one's holding the lever. Is there any like pebbles or anything on the ground or anything like that around us?
It's more or less clear. There's definitely a lot of.
I'm
blood
gonna
and
reach
stuff
it.
like
I'm gonna
that.
reach into my bag and I'm gonna grab one of the gray mushrooms and I'm just gonna kind of just toss it out into the middle of where the spikes are.
Okay. You toss it out and it kind of just lands in the middle area of where the spikes are, and nothing noteworthy happens.
Do I see any sort of like
Good news.
pressure
It's
plates
not
on the
triggered
ground?
by mushrooms.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, 10.
It's hard to tell.
The surface itself looks fairly flat. I'm assuming it would require something heavier than a mushroom.
I'm not much
Um,
heavier than a
I'm gonna
mushroom.
take the heavy crossbow that I have out of my bag
Okay.
I've also had a lot of mushrooms.
and just like kind of slide it over into the like past the point of the spikes.
Okay. So you guys watch as Koros places down this heavy crossbow on the ground and kind of just like with his foot just kind of like kicks it out, and it slides out into the area of where the spikes are. And as soon as it gets out into that area, you hear a very audible and loud click, and then almost instantaneously just wham, all the spikes come flying in and close just faster than you could blink an eye, and then slowly
Wait, when that happens, I'm gonna go over and grab the lever.
Okay.
Well-
You reach over and you grab the lever, and it just continues retracting back out, and then it gets to the wall.
Is the
think-
crossbow in
Yes.
shambles?
The crossbow is no more. The
God, that
crossbow
thing
doesn't
was
exist
heavy.
anymore.
What was
And
taking
then-
up time.
when it went down like that? When it came in, what did we see on the other sides of the metal?
Essentially just darkness. It's pretty dark on the other side. You can
Well,
tell
like,
that
is
there
it
are...
like could we see down to the other end of the wall through that gap, right?
Yes, you could see kind of like it's a very, for this era, a very complex contraption with kind of metal arms and things like that hanging out of the back. So you could definitely see past it and everything. It's just kind of the back of that system, and then it retracts. back
Okay,
into the-
here's what I'm gonna do.
He throws num num.
Hey, doll.
Yeah.
I just had a quick idea. Uwe, I see your hand is raised. Do you have an idea?
You see a very sinister smile on my face.
Oh, I think you have
as
the
I
same
start
idea that I
making my
have.
way back to the bodies.
Okay, wait, but I need you to hold the mage hand, or I need you to do the mage hand because we're gonna test to see if this works. Doll, can you go grab one of those bodies?
Yep, I got where you're going. All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab a body. Drag it
Can
back.
you do your mage hand? Hold down the lever on the opposite side.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
cast my mage hand.
Do it. I'm gonna hold down the lever on this side.
And I'm gonna pitch a body.
Okay. You guys watch as the as Dahl grabs the body and just hoists it out there like it's nothing to him. It lands in the middle of where all the spikes are, and nothing happens.
And then I say, "Good to know," and I let go of my.
I like.
And wham! The thing closes just instantaneously, and you guys almost have to kind of shield your eyes
go.
as little spurts of blood and gore just fly everywhere. It retracts all the way back out, and you just see chunks of body just dripping and falling apart. Just kind of stuck to both sides like an insect on a windshield. As it retracts back out.
Hey, you guys remember when we were in the tunnels and those gnomes came back to life? Well, we
Yes.
don't want that happening again, so should we throw another body?
Okay. I think we're okay. I think we've gotten the point across.
I think that I want to do it.
I guess this is where you trust your friends, right?
Yes, I think at this point we can assume that we know how this works, and shall we make our way across?
Let's dance.
You know what happens when you assume, man?
You might be wrong.
I'll go first.
I might be wrong. What? I don't know. What? I just wanted to know what
All right.
happens when I assume.
Put your mage
I was
hand back
answering.
on there. Ash will hold this
Okay.
lever.
Yeah, I'll put my
And
mage
then
hand on the
I'll
lever.
run across.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, you guys
Dahl
grab the
just,
levers like
fully
just
believe it.
instantaneously after you guys grab the levers. Dahl just
So
sprints
much
across.
trust.
Straight
I
across.
will follow him.
Over.
Oros makes it across.
I'm-
Just
And I'm
fine.
just
Rest-
thinking, I
Alright.
hope
I'm going,
Woody
so
isn't mad at
I'm
Dol.
gonna
I'm following.
kind of run as fast as my little halfling legs will take me across. Just-
Yep.
Yes.
I am
I'll-
across.
So everyone's
go
across except for
Yep.
Ash.
Except for Ash.
Let's
I'm gonna reach
Hey.
over just knowing I'm gonna grab the lever that the mage hand has and hold it down.
Oh, okay. You
Wait. This is not a good idea. Somebody besides Nam Namo should
No, I
got
got
the
him.
lever.
I got it. I'm just like hanging off it.
But Ash is going across.
Does
I'm-
it lift
Someone
him up?
else
Well, I guess we gotta find out.
lever.
No one's in the middle.
yes.
Let's find out.
I'll go over and say I'll help and just hold it also.
And I will move my mage hand over to the
It's
other
okay,
lever.
Goros. I got
Okay.
this.
It's I know you're helping me.
Goros, I got this.
You might want to leap anyway, Ash.
All right. So
Alright.
did you move the mage hand? That happened.
You
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, he moved
Yeah,
it.
he moved it
move
already.
the mage hand, do we?
Okay. I will slowly
That's not a smart
Wow.
idea.
Why would you move? I just start.
across.
Hurry, Ash. We don't know how long this thing is reset.
If
Don't
you
go
keep slowly
slow.
walking, I'm gonna start yelling at you, and I'm gonna be like, "If you don't hurry up, I'm gonna let go."
Why? Why? Why?
No more slow walking. Come on. What if my mage hand slips?
And
My slow walk is about as fast as most of
Is-
you can walk, so.
Is Koros
He's
still holding it?
across. Yes, I'm still
and he
holding
makes
it.
it across.
All
I was
right.
just waiting to hear Nom Namo for Guildman.
Oh, dang it. I was just about to make that joke.
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
let
Come
go.
on.
For Gilmac. Oh.
All right.
All right.
So you guys,
I killed him
successfully-
because he scared the horse away.
Because he hit an animal.
Tyler, I just like that we had the same thought.
I was
So
just like, I want to throw a body in it.
at this point, you guys make it over to the end of the hallway, and this hallway actually branches off to your right. still at the same width, about 10 feet or so wide. And it continues for quite some distance down just another hallway. It actually goes beyond your sight, both with dark vision and without. But just within your sight, you can see that there are actually a few breaks in the walls on both sides, as if there are actually a series of doorways on either side. What would you guys like to do?
Series of doorways on either side.
You can just tell from this distance. All you can really see is that the concrete of the wall breaks somewhere, as if there's some kind of doorway or something like that. But it's on both sides, and you can see multiple of them from this angle.
It looks like
I'm
a
gonna put a
hallway.
mage hand in a doorway.
Okay.
What's on the other? What's at the end?
You can't see far enough to the end at this point.
Okay. Is Edwin carrying light right now?
He is. He's
So that
holding
we
a
can-
torch.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
I have the light cantrip on my hand still, right?
Yeah. So he's holding a torch, and he's got a light cantrip on his hand. So it's just
Yes.
double light.
Double light. You hold it
Just-
sideways, it looks like headlights. All right.
Except one is most definitely aftermarket.
One's an LED.
Let's
and
walk
other
towards
one's
the
just a
doorways.
hand.
I suppose. Yes. Let's walk towards the door.
I'm gonna cast my hand into a doorway.
So as you begin to get closer to these doorways, you begin to notice that these doorways, they're not actually just straight doorways like you've seen before. They are actually barred, as though they are used to some degree as holding cells. So Uwe casts a mage hand, and it starts to move forward, and then just like kind of pokes into one of the cells and stops. As you get a little bit closer, you notice that there are 6 of these, 3 on either side, in the same spots as each other on both sides. And then down at the end of the hallway, it's about 20 feet or so past the last door. There's a wall at the end of the hallway, and then it cuts off to the right again.
Is there
Did we see
anything
anything in the
inside?
cells
Yeah.
as we walked by?
So as you walk up to the cells, what you notice is that there are bones in most of them. There's sufficient blood everywhere, and different, like, seems like dried fluids and things like that. It smells just disgusting in this area. You can see 2 dead bodies. There's one that appears to be elven in nature, one that appears to be human. Both are just laying dead in 2 of the cells, as though they were just completely malnourished, just super skinny, like bones showing, stuff like that. There's one that appears to be alive. It appears to be a male dragonborn with red scales for skin. Inside of one of these cells on the right. As you get a little bit closer, you can tell he's alive and conscious, but he seems absolutely terrified, and he's kind of just backed up in one of the cells. And the first thing that you notice about him, aside from just who he is he appears to have some sort of blue glowing mark on his right calf. And as you
Poke
guys
it with my
walk
mage
up-
hand.
What?
I poke it with my mage hand.
So as you cast that in there, he kind of like looks over at you guys, and you can see him like visibly start backing up in the cell. Oh, no, 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 no. And he's like trying to like back up away from the mage hand into the corner.
I just
Ooey,
poke
stop
him.
it,
Ooey,
man.
ooey, ooey.
Ooey, stop it.
No.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello, my.
No. That thing. No.
Okay, make it go away.
No.
I poke him.
Okay.
I poke him. He's poked.
He's
I poke.
just still just struggling. Just no. He's like swatting at it, trying to get it away. No, don't feed me to that thing. Get away from me.
What thing?
Ooey,
What thing? What thing?
Stop it, man.
Pincers, I don't want it. Get away.
The
What are you
pinchers?
doing, man? Quit it.
Hey, so,
Can't you see he's distraught? Stop.
No. Get away. You will not feed me to that thing. Get away.
Feed you to what?
Get away! Go!
We're not
Go!
from here.
Get away!
What is this? Okay.
Get away!
Do you want to get out of there?
Get away!
I'm just laughing at him.
Louis,
And then
this
I'll
is
take it
this is
away.
continuing. This is
I'll
just
take it away.
As long as you guys are standing there, he's doing this.
Oh, okay. Then I poke him.
He-
I
every time you poke him, he just tries to like swat and
I
kick at
don't
the hand.
think
But
that
his
I'm
attention
gonna-
seems to be equally split between the hand and you guys.
I think he's just terrified. So
Are these doors like, or are the bars like just straight into the cement or concrete, whatever it is?
The bars are straight into the surrounding stuff, but it does have a small like gate on it.
Is he still poking him?
No.
And even after stopping poking him, he's still just like pushing himself back into the corners. No, get away, no.
You must mellow out, my dragonborn breath.
It's like he doesn't even hear it. Just, no, you will not. No,
Nom Nom Nomo, do you have
Those-
any calming herbs?
those pincers, you will not feed me to that thing.
Hey, listen here. If you don't shut up, I'm gonna feed you to the pincers.
He just keeps screaming louder and louder.
All right, I'm opening the
think-
door.
Can you open the door?
You
Oh, yeah, he's gonna pick
reach
one.
out to open the door and it's locked.
There you go. You guys want me to open the door? I got lockpicks.
I don't know that he'll be of much use to us.
Well, we can put him in the,
No, leave me
or
be.
we can, or the things he's talking about. You know, we can. He could be our test bunny.
I
What do
don't
notice
think
about that
so.
mark on his calf. Just
What's that?
just like a mark. What do I notice about it on his calf?
Make
glowing
an
blue.
make an Arcana check.
Oh, Arcana. What is that? Oh, that's a +2. Oh, that sucks.
It's just a bluing glow. Bluing? It's a glowing blue mark. You have never seen anything like it before.
Look at the sky. It's bluing.
Sure.
I want to poke it with a mage hand.
No more poking him.
All right.
I want to poke it.
move on.
Let's keep walking.
What pincers did he talk about? Do you know
I'm,
anything
I'm
about
sure
pinc-
it's
what
some
pincers?
dangerous monster.
Like a crab?
Maybe it's like a lobster, man. Maybe there's forest cave lobsters. Wait,
Could very
is
well
there
be.
is there such thing as a forest cave lobster? I hope so. That would be an amazing creature.
Would you
I
talk to
want
it?
to find the forest cave creature lobster. I want to find it. I'm getting really excited. You kind of worked up over it.
You're right. Let's start walking. Continue
Alright.
down.
Goodbye, my dragonborn brethren.
So you guys continue moving down to the end of this hallway. At the point that you reach the end of the hallway, you hear again a sound similar to what you heard when you first entered this structure. You hear this echoing sound that seems to be coming from both directions, both where you came from and where you're going. This sound of just like this deep guttural roar, immediately followed by some just violent, desperate screaming. And then immediately the screaming just cuts off. And then it goes silent.
The forest cave lobster.
Yes.
It is
I
struck
think-
again.
Hey, that's the scream we heard.
Yes.
This is
When
where it came
you-
from.
When you reach the end of the hallway and you take a look down the right side where it branches off, again, the hallway continues the same width, 10 feet wide. This time it's about 50 feet or so deep. The walls in this hallway are just very much so spattered in blood. And you can see shattered bones littered across the floor. The walls and the floor are still composed of that smooth stone that you've seen in everything so far. But one thing that is very visible to you just from the start is there are two long slits visible in the ceiling, running parallel down basically the entire length of the ceiling of this hallway. Directly below them and perfectly lined up with them are deep grooves that seem to just be crudely carved into the ground. On the left wall at the very end, you can tell the path turns sharply left again, and you can see another faint blue glow coming from it.
I'm gonna put my mage hand through the hallway
Okay.
and wave it around.
Okay. So you watch as Uwe casts a mage hand and kind of floats it out into the hallway. Once it makes it about a third of the way into the hallway, you hear just two real fast clicks coming from the ceiling, and you watch as two giant axes basically on chains fall from the ceiling, one from the end and one from right in front of you, and just swing violently across the path. And then you hear another click as they go back up into the ceiling on the opposite ends. It basically just like slices straight through the mage hand, which just kind of like.
Do we have any more levers?
There are no levers on the walls in this instance.
Hey Ash, you want to do this one too?
How far away are the axes from each other?
They are essentially splitting the distance to the center. So if you imagine the hallway is 10 feet wide, if you split it 5 and 5, they're in the center of each 5, if that makes sense.
And how close to the floor did they get?
They slid through the grooves on the floor.
So they're running
They
with the
essentially
hallway,
make
though, right?
contact. They're parallel with the hallway.
Oh,
one on
okay.
each side. So,
So
they
there's
swung
basically
from
like
both
a
ends and then crossed each other.
4-ish foot channel in between those grooves that go all the way down the hallway.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You think, is it big, and do we think it's wide enough for us to be able to fit through?
I mean, it's wide enough that you'd be able to fit through. It's up to you if you think you'd be able to, stay within it.
Not me.
I'm gonna move like in between where the two axes would swing. Like, if they're coming opposite, I'm like standing in the center of that, like right up under the wall, so that hopefully they like can't get to me. And I'm just gonna do the mage hand thing again. And see if I fit through the center. Like,
what do you mean right up against the wall?
like,
like you're all the way back out of the way?
Yeah. So like
gotcha.
even if it swings up, I can still see where it's gonna swing through.
Gotcha. I got you. Okay. So yeah, you back up against the wall. You send the mage hand out. The axes swing out. It would be kind of tight, but it's a big enough gap, like technically, for you to fit through.
Well, it looks like we could possibly fit through the center. Maybe not Dahl, but most of us.
Well, maybe if the thinnest of us went through and looked for some sort of lever or something on the other end.
I mean, I feel like you, me, and Nam Namo are probably the thinnest of all of us.
Yes, I do have a tail.
Service. So,
Nam Namo, do you do much acrobatics? Do you do things that are quite dexterous?
I climb on your shoulders. But I don't know. It doesn't seem. This is just me, man. But like, so I'm this big, and the grooves are this wide. I think I might be able to just walk through. Could you send your hand all the way down that center aisle to see if anything happens?
Let me try this. Let me create a minor image of Nam Namo. his height, and I just walk him toward down the grooves.
Okay.
I mean, down in between the grooves.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay. That is a. Is that a save or a check? I just roll.
Check.
I just roll a 20
Yeah.
plus 3 modifier.
Yeah, just add your dex modifier.
Okay. What? Okay. 14.
Okay. So you guys watch as Edwin creates this image of Nom Namo, and it looks very, very accurate to Nom Namo, his dimensions and everything like that. He basically steps up and causes the image to walk across. Now, Nom Namo, you're not 100% sure that he like walked him exactly the same way that you would walk, but as he's walking across, the axes immediately swing out as soon as he reaches like right on the edge of those grooves in the ground. And you watch as the axes swing down and just barely clip, one of them clips the edge of Nom Namo, and it basically just slices through him, and you watch as like part of it just kind of like fizzes off into the air, and then the rest of it kind of flickers for a couple seconds and then disappears.
Wait, what? When you say approaches the edge of the grooves in the ground,
I mean like as far into the hallway as where the grooves are, like horizontally to your perspective. He was walking straight down the middle. So basically, once he reaches like the section of the hallway where the axes would actually flow through.
wait, you said that the grooves were parallel. Did you mean perpendicular?
Parallel. So let me here. You've got
Time to get his draw on.
Drow.
hallway. Where is this hallway?
Ugh, freaking gnats.
That's and
It's a
crickets.
little shorter than that, but let's just do like that. So you've got hallway right there. Okay, so you've got this hallway here, right?
Yeah.
The grooves in the ground are like
Okay.
that. Grooves are a little shorter, but the lines on the ceiling are like
Yeah.
that. And then the grooves where they hit the ground are like in, well, not that way, but they're like from here to here, kind of. Does that make more sense?
Yeah. And you said it clipped my.
It clipped the image, yeah.
Hmm. Hey Edwin,
Yeah.
why don't you do it with me?
But you're bigger, and I don't know that I was necessarily super accurate with it. I've not created an image of Nom Namo and controlled it before, but
Oh,
I
what
should-
have you created an image of?
I could try it. I'll try it.
Okay.
And I'll attempt to walk him down carefully, as precision as possible down the middle.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for him.
Are you strafing him or are you walking him shoulders out?
Oh, well, I guess I should
Sure.
strafe him.
Walk me sideways.
Yeah. Walk him sideways.
Okay.
It was a 12, 10.
Oh, I wasn't looking at roll 20. Okay. So, with that one essentially as well, kind of a similar concept. So the axes swing down, and you're not sure if it's just maybe the like wind that's coming off of them as they fly down or something, but something is making contact with this image and disrupting it and destroying it in the middle as you're swinging that.
I didn't see
whether
anything
it's-
is there anything other than a blade attached to that? Like, did anybody see if there was something else on the end of that? Because
Make a perception
yes,
check.
there is a groove, but there might be something else.
I mean, I was looking at it, so I'll make a perception check as
Yeah,
well.
make a perception check.
Oh wait, no, that's not right. This is gonna be wrong. I'm gonna have to subtract 6 from it. Oh wait, what? Okay, 11.
Edwin, did you make one too?
I got a 3. I asked the group, did anybody see anything? I didn't actually ask you.
Would a passive perception help at this, or
What's your passive perception?
16?
It's moving extremely fast, so it's hard to tell. But upon being asked that, it's kind of like you think there may have been something hanging off the inside of the.
I'm gonna just stand there and be like, man, I wish I could still turn into a spider, man. And I'm gonna be trying. I say that to turn into a normal, or kind of a big, but not like a giant spider.
Okay. You attempt to switch and it still fails.
Stinks.
Do we see anything around the room that could be like a button or a pressure plate or?
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
18.
It doesn't appear that there's anything. The floor looks the same as it did in the other wider hallway with the contraption, which in that hallway didn't look like there was anything in particular on the floor either. But you don't see anything that visually stands out.
The mage hand was floating. It would not have triggered a pressure plate, but.
Well, I just meant for like maybe something that could stop these from swinging down.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna cast my mage hand and push on the wall, or like whichever wall we're on, like the opposite to us in the safe.
If that
hallway.
doesn't work, Uwe, could you maybe grab the contraption at the ceiling and see what to do with that?
Yeah, I can try.
So you kind of push the mage hand against the wall in a couple spots, and it's just a stone wall. It doesn't seem to be relenting in any way.
I'll try the contraption.
Okay. As soon as the mage hand floats out in front of where the contraption is, you hear the clicks. It lets go. It flies through the mage hand and disintegrates the mage hand. The mage hand, having used it enough times, typically if things strike the mage hand hard enough in a violent enough manner, it typically dispels it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can just keep casting it all day.
Who has an idea of how to get through this?
I say we send the dragonborn down the center.
We'll throw another back. So what do I see at the end of the hallway?
It just ends like the rest of the hallways and cuts off to the left.
Is there any just plain things on the walls?
More or less, just blood and shattered bones everywhere. The passage that cuts off to the left is.
I got a plan.
Go for it.
All right. When the axes fall from the ceiling, they're coming towards each other, meeting in the middle, and going past. Correct?
Correct.
Then lodging in the ceiling.
Correct.
Okay. So when that happens, we can keep track of which one came towards us and which one went away from us. Correct?
Are you asking?
One
me?
of yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we trigger, if we're in line with, if we run right after we trigger with a mage hand, we should be able to follow the one going away from us and leave us a good 5 feet of walking path while it lodges back up into the ceiling. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that
makes
that's it.
sense.
You could try to. I don't know if Ash is fast enough, but the one that's above us, we would have to trigger it, follow it, and then get behind the other, go to the other side. So when it reacts and comes back towards him,
Exactly.
running.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think Ash could do it.
Ash was the only one that could.
Hey, cat.
Hey, first off, don't give him so much credit. I can do it too. Okay.
That's not what I meant.
But Ash, are you up for it?
Did you want to do it? Sounds like you wanted to. Of
If you're not up for it, I'll try.
course I am.
You're fast.
I'll go
Yes,
for it.
Typical cat man. Trying to
Okay.
take
Just make
all
sure
the
that you're
glory
standing
for
under the
himself.
right one, but don't go yet. Don't go yet, because we don't know which direction comes from. So I'll trigger it, and then you can go. After we know which axe is where.
Double trigger.
So the one that falls, you're gonna follow that one, and then as soon as the one on the other side comes past, you're gonna go to that side, and you're gonna finish your
Just,
sprint.
yes, I understand what's going on.
Yes.
Know what I
okay.
have to do.
Nice.
Guys, you might
I'm
need to
gonna-
talk slower for him. He's
He likes to
crude
talk
and
slow.
mean.
I know he likes to
I'm-
talk slow, but
I'm
we
gonna
just explained it again.
trigger the thing just so that we can keep track. So I'll cast my mage hand, and then we'll watch which blades go into which side.
So you cast your mage hand. It goes out. The blades fly out. The one on your left flies away from you. The one on your right flies towards you.
Cool.
All right. Follow the one on the right, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, what? Which one happened?
The right one
One.
came towards us. So
The right one came towards us, right?
So that's when. So when he triggers it, he wants to follow that one, so he has the widest path.
Right.
Follow the one on the right, cat man.
Tell me when you're ready, Ash.
And don't roll a 1.
Please, for the love of God, don't roll a 1.
Oh, no.
I will just nod at Uwe when I'm ready to go.
Okay. Then once he's ready, I will cast my mage hand and trigger the blades.
You watch as Uwe casts the mage hand, floats it slowly out. You hear the click. The blades fly down.
Run! Run! Run!
Run.
Run!
You want me to say something? Is that what you're waiting for?
They go
Yeah.
back up in the ceiling and click in the ceiling, and Ash just stands there.
You have to.
I
say-
said I was gonna go. Okay, fine. I will say it exactly when you want me to.
All right. So they switch sides.
Now, cat man. Now you go on the left side.
Nom Namo. That's enough.
You watched so much Critical Role. I was hoping you would like jump in on this with me.
I cast my mage hand.
All right. We cast the mage hand. It floats out towards the axes. You hear click, click, and the axes fall.
Okay. Okay, I go.
All right. Roll an athletics check for me.
16.
Okay. You guys watch as the mage hand goes out. It clicks in place. The axes fall, and Ash immediately takes off after the one now on the left that is going away from him. You see him just sprint absolutely full speed all the way to the other end, and you hear as he is just about to get to the end, it's basically like a repeat of the other instance, when he is just feet from the end of this hallway, another click and another instance of the axes falling. Ash, make a dex save for me.
15.
Okay.
8 plus 7.
You really like just making DCs, don't you? So he gets just about to the end, and you hear as the 2 clicks go off again, the axes fall, and he makes one last lunge right at the end, and it barely misses him at the very end of the hallway on the second swing through, and they go back up to the ceiling, click in place. And Ash just full speed runs and just basically hits the wall full body. Ash, when you get to that the end of the hallway, you glance over to your left, and I actually should have moved this wall just a little bit. So this wall right here is actually, it's a 5-foot hallway. So you get to the end, you glance over, it's a narrow 5-foot hallway that leads into another room with another 2 humanoid figures standing over a glowing blue orb, paying 0 attention to what's happening to you outside the room. What do you want to do?
Any buttons, levers, handles on the wall near where I'm at?
Make a perception check.
Ten.
You look around for a couple seconds, and just when you're about to give up, you notice a ever so small little switch on the wall going into, like in that hallway going into the room.
Going
into
okay,
the
so it's
room
still
with blue
Right here.
glow.
Like right here.
it's still at the okay, wait, let me look at
So yeah, like right here.
Okay. I will pull, flick, touch, fondle the switch.
There's a very prominent click. You feel a lot of resistance as you're pushing it, but it clicks in basically all the way down flush to the wall.
Did you
cast
find
the mage
anything?
hand.
Are you holding or letting go?
Did I hear any sort of release, or just what did I just hear?
Just a super loud click under your finger as you pushed it.
And the figures, did they move at all?
Nope. No response.
So it was like a button. I pressed the button.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, I'll release. I mean,
And you
Yeah.
releasing it. It releases with the same kind of tactile force as when you pushed it in.
okay. Right. I'm pretty sure I disabled it.
I'm gonna use my mage hand.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
The mage hand creeps out into the hallway, and the axes click and fire again.
What?
Hey,
Did you push a button?
Yes.
Do you
Did you try
remember the
holding
levers
it?
in the other room?
What levers?
You
The
may
one
have
we
to
held
hold
on
it.
to.
The ones we had to hold?
The ones you had to hold, Catman.
Hold the button, lever, whatever you found. Hold it down.
I
Push
will
the button.
hold the button.
And I will cast the mage hand.
It floats out, and nothing happens.
I sprint.
You sprint across, and nothing happens.
I follow.
And then I look at the 2 guys and I go.
Wait till we're all
Okay,
across.
we're all going.
And then I
Yeah.
don't do anything because I'm waiting for my friends and I am going to attack first before initiative.
When I get across,
Oh, no.
I'm gonna walk up to Ash. I'm gonna go. Thank you, and I'm gonna turn and look away.
You're fast.
Oh, no.
That was almost not fast enough, though.
Just-
from what I saw. Good job.
What did you have to roll for that?
Looked like it was a 15 DC.
No, for just like that what you did an action.
Athletics and then
Athletics and
Yeah.
dex.
Yeah, an athletics check and a dex save.
My athletics is 0, but my acrobatics.
Tyler, what's your athletics
Athletics is 9.
and your dex?
My dex is a +8 to my saving throw. My acrobatics is +11.
You comparing him to me?
I'm just saying, when there was that whole debate,
Yes,
he
we're
probably had better
comparing
odds.
This is bigger. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Good job, Ash. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm glad that you did it.
I would like to point out that I am here.
We was definitely gonna do a. I have my.
Oh, are we all-
Guys
are we-
out here, 'cause for some reason it deleted half of them, so.
Yeah, I don't have my
Where'd
guy.
I go?
Back out here. I don't know why it did that. It's probably gonna not have your like health bars and stuff, but that's fine.
Who needs health? You don't need to remember what health I'm at.
Bless you.
Let's see. Doll's out there. Adon is out there. Who are missing? Ash. Boom.
I'll be right here.
Where's my dude? There he is. All right. So these guys are exactly the same as before, just facing each other, looking at the blue orb that is in front of them. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to immediately sprint into the room with a scimitar drawn and stab the one on the left.
Perfect.
Are you gonna give us time to get up?
I am
behind
going to
you?
have you roll. Well, you can assume you guys were right behind him because you would have kind of stacked up. So whatever.
I was
order
right
you-
behind Uwe.
Okay.
I can't move myself.
Yeah, I can't move myself either.
I got you. I'll do it for you. So I'll just put you guys.
Rolling initiative.
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative. I'll give you guys for transparency. I'll give you guys surprise on the first attack, so you guys will get the first round.
Yes.
No, I probably can't. Do my numbers then too.
Who just rolled a 20? Is that
Straight 20.
Dahl?
But minus
That was
one.
Dahl.
Minus
Minus
one.
one.
Edwin got a 13.
I've got my 20 feet of torch and 40 feet of dim light torch around me, so you can kind of see that everything's lit up.
Hey, thanks, Edwin.
18. Is that everybody? Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. Koros, did I get yours?
Me what?
Your initiative?
Oh, it's 21.
21. Nice.
Michael got a rock solid roll. Look at that.
Yeah, he did.
But you got a -1 modifier.
Unfortunately, my initiative is a little. Oh, no, you know what? My initiative is +2. I was looking at something else.
Oh,
So I got a 21.
Oh, Michael's got 22.
Or
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Yeah.
22, 'cause you
yeah.
rolled a 20.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I should pay closer attention.
All right, perfect. So,
Like how I can't see Josh's head. All I see is a microphone.
real quick,
And
That
a
is
screen.
true.
Kind of weird.
Oh yeah, last time it was on the other side.
this is gonna be a slaughter.
Good.
All right, so let's begin.
They're gonna get-
First up, we've got Dahl.
What? As I'm already in there?
Yes,
I
because
don't-
so your attack gives you guys surprise because they didn't realize you were there.
All right.
But he rolled a nat 20 on his initiative, so he's still higher on initiative.
All
And
right.
behind me.
Also
That makes
in the
no
back.
sense.
Does anybody else see the turn order?
No, I
I
don't.
only
I
see
don't,
the
that's
two of
fine.
them.
It's okay. It's fine. Tim
Okay.
knows who's who. It's gonna be fine and quick. 6 seconds, guys. Go
What you gonna
fast.
do, doll?
All right. I'm going to attack this guy.
Sorry, I panned off. Which one?
That's all right. This guy here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And
With advantage, yeah.
FYI, for the record, Uwe, as you walked into the room, you felt the same thing Edwin did before, where you felt like just that brief bit of resistance as you walked in the room,
Hmm.
and then eventually made your attack.
Started making my attack, but Dahl was lightning speed.
wait.
Wait.
With advantage.
It's true.
Oh.
Better.
Hold on. I'm gonna cast War God's Blessing.
Thank
Can
goodness.
Hold on.
If you're able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
let me
it a
know for
cantrip?
that. No, it's Channel Divinity.
Oh. I don't know.
That is gonna fail.
Ooh.
All right. I do get a second attack.
Okay.
So I will attack the other guy on my right.
Okay.
And that will be same one here. Boom.
Mm.
Wow.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Damage.
Good. And
+9 to attack. Holy crap, that sword.
What did you roll?
Real good sword. You rolled an 8.
Oh, I guess he
Plus
didn't need
9. Okay.
12 damage.
yep, 12 damage.
All right. Perfect. That'll bring us. Sorry, Uwe. That'll bring us to Koros.
Oh.
All right, I'll move.
Garbage.
Oh, I can't move, but I'm gonna
I'm
move
sorry.
to this
the way it
spot
works.
on the other side of this guy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna attack him, but I'm gonna use my booming blade,
Okay.
which is just a cantrip that adds to my attack,
Hey, Michael.
and
How
that's
did you-
gonna be 17.
That'll hit.
What's up?
How did you get it to label it roll for attack or roll for damage?
I rolled.
That'll do. Okay.
I'm sorry. I
We'll
wrote
get back
scripts.
to that.
Guys,
We'll do it.
We'll
come
do
back to
What
that.
are you
Stay.
doing for us?
Stay.
Okay. We got 13 plus 2, so 15, and then I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
Because with I have a thing where I can do an attack.
Yep.
Mystic Frenzy. Look it up. All right. Second attack is gonna be 24,
Okay. That'll hit.
and that is gonna be 13 again.
Okay.
And so when I hit him the first time, you saw like kind of like a sonic boom at the attack, and then it sort of just stays. You can see this like energy surrounding the guy. And so if he moves away from that space, he's going to take more damage. That's part of the booming blade.
Perfect. All right. Uwe.
Right. So I see just how much the dude got dug into, and I go, well, that's pointless.
It's really them all digging in at the same time, but
Perfect.
We're all
I'm just going to move
stabbing.
myself, and I'm going to stab this guy
okay.
with my thingy. Gave me good. Ta-da, 17.
That'll hit.
And now I'm going to use 5d6 plus 8 because my sneak attack got an upgrade.
Very nice.
Alrighty. Kill him in one go. Whoa, what the heck? Nice. 25.
25. Got it.
Wait. Why is there a 9 in there?
I think those.
Exclamation points.
What the heck? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
those-
Let me try again. Why did that do that? Oh, they somehow it turned into compounding. Okay, here.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that again.
20. Because I got 3 1s. Nice.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, it's good.
He is hurt pretty bad. Anything else for Uwe?
Yeah, the dagger that's in my left hand stabs him.
Go ahead.
Nope. Stop. That's fine. It lands, but that was wrong. Oh, God. I need to write scripts and stuff for this crap. 6.
Is that a D4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's actually enough to kill him. So he's dead.
Sick.
All right.
I cut his ear off.
Sure. You watch as Uwe reaches out and just cuts the dude's ear off before he even has a chance to react, and he just falls to the ground, just bleeding out. Ash.
Ash, you're muted. Can he hear?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to. I can't move myself.
Where you?
I'm going to get into the room and go to the end of the hallway and look down it.
Oh, down to this hallway?
Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Who drew the new? Oh, Josh did that. Nice. As you look down that hallway, it actually goes back only a little bit, about that far, and then turns off into another hallway.
How far did it?
Only as far as to.
Yeah, I'll go down and peek my head around the corner as well.
Okay. Go down here. You peek around the corner, and it is just a long 5-foot wide hallway that you can't see to the end of. It just goes to darkness before your dark vision.
Okay. That's my turn.
All right. Edwin. I'm glad you wasted that nat 1 on nothing.
I'll move up to here.
Hold that.
Get all my windows out of the way. And I'm just gonna whack him with my staff
Okay.
of staffiness. And that's an attack, I think so. Oh geez, +5 to hit. Cool. That's the attack.
That'll hit.
And then the damage will be. I'm wielding it one-handed, so it's only a 1d6 because I have the torch in my hand.
That is true. Good call.
1d6. This is going to have a +2 on it, whatever it is. Cool.
So 6 damage. Got it.
That will end my turn.
All right. That brings us to him, and we'll skip him for the surprise nom nomo.
All right.
6 seconds, go.
I'm gonna run up here. And I am going to cast Thorn Whip.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Okay, so make a melee spell attack.
What? It's
Make
a
a melee.
cantrip.
Yeah, just make a. It's still you make a melee spell attack for the
Oh, okay.
attack, so it's a d20 plus 6. Nope. Yeah, that wouldn't hit.
Yeah. Cool. There you go. Oh, bummer. And then I'm just gonna stand there.
Okay, Adon.
Okay, I'm gonna run out to here And I'm gonna try to cast Sacred Flame and like bend around Edwin, try to cast it at that guy.
Okay. You cast it and it works just fine. So
You're taller.
Nice.
the
Yeah.
Dex 14.
Flame spells work here.
To mess with the thing, and he fails that. How much damage is it?
12.
12. How do you want to do this?
Ooh. I don't even know what Sacred Flame's a flame. I'm just gonna kind of look over Edwin, cast Sacred Flame, and he's just gonna catch on fire.
Okay. So you watch as he casts it. He catches on fire and just kind of like screams and squirms, and then
I'm gonna
goes up.
take that fire and I'm gonna cast my little gust and turn it into a little fire tornado and let him
Ooh.
intensely burn and turn to a pile
And
of
I drop kick him in the knee.
All right.
Cool.
Great job. What do you guys want to do?
Move on, move on, move on, move on.
Follow
X
Ash.
away.
Let's follow Ash.
This
He knows where
place-
he's going. Okay.
This place is dangerous. I'm gonna attempt to make my sword.
I'm gonna
flame
try
again.
and get more
Does that-
of that ash out of.
Okay.
See if there's
So-
any ash in their pockets too.
Similar to as before, when you guys made it in there, and you pretty much took them all out within the first couple seconds you were in the room. So by the time you had them on the ground dead, the little sphere was still burning out. And within a second or two after they were done, it finished disappearing and was gone. Koros, when you attempt to light your sword on fire once more, you reach back, go through the little quick ritual, and it lights on fire.
These
There we
orbs.
go.
These orbs are limiting our power. The more we destroy, the more powerful spells we could do.
Adon, try to hit me up with some of that healing.
Yeah, let me heal you, Koros.
Just
So I'm gonna
Just
walk
heal.
over and try to cast
Heal all of us.
Prayer of Healing. So who all needs healing? I can't see Koros's or Ash's or Nom
Just
Nama's
attempt it.
numbers.
Just
Yeah.
attempt it.
I'm gonna attempt it.
You attempt it, and it fails.
Okay.
What level was that?
It's a second level. I mean, I could cast it higher, but if the
No,
second
try-
level doesn't,
There's a first level. Who has a first?
I don't have
level
any
spell?
first level healing spells.
Here,
What about Cure Wounds?
let
You
me
don't have
try.
Cure
I'm
Wounds?
gonna do.
I don't have Cure Wounds. I need to get the Cure Wounds.
I'm gonna try and cast
You don't have it
healing-
prepared, right?
Healing word
Correct.
on Koros.
Okay.
And who are you on Koros?
Yeah.
Okay.
Level 1 healing word.
You attempt to cast that, and it goes off just fine. Go ahead and roll your dice for that.
Hey, Ooey, I think I can make you fall slowly now.
Hey, nice.
Alright, 5.
Maybe in the next room we'll need it.
Koros gets 5 healing.
Oh, got it. Thank you. So that works.
Yes. We'll just continue
that's
on.
like that's like just a basic
Yeah,
spell
just
for me,
continue
man.
on.
All right.
So
So
about to level up, guys.
you. And that's why I removed level up by XP. So you guys continue pushing down this hallway. It's again very narrow, 5 foot wide hallway at most.
Ash is in
Um,
front.
It pushes on for quite some distance until into your view comes like a crossroads section in this hallway. So all of them are 5 feet wide, but you can see that there's one that branches off right, one that branches off left, and then it keeps going straight. The one that's to your right, you can see again a faint orange glow coming from somewhere in that passage to the right.
Orange glow.
To the
And
glow,
nothing to the
glow.
left.
Everything else is dark.
Have we seen any orange glows before? I look at Ash. I haven't seen any orange. I've only seen the blue ones.
There's been at least one.
Oh,
We didn't go that way.
should we go that way?
Let's go that way.
Ash. You're in front.
Does it? Does it look similar to like the glow from one of the wands?
No, those didn't like.
They didn't glow, but when they started, they glowed a little bit, right?
When it fired
They
at you, it was
fired, yeah, but none of them were that bright that it would spread around corners and stuff. This looks very much akin to like torchlight. I mean, you're not looking directly down the hallway, but just from the way that it looks in that intersection, it looks just kind of like when you see torchlight in a room.
Okay. I look back at everybody, sort of nudge my head towards the torchlight, raise my eyebrows.
Let's go. Okay.
Let's go. Yes.
Okay, I start walking down that way.
I got my torch. I'm following him.
Let's go.
So you go down to that intersection, section, and you start to head down that hallway, and you realize it's about 20 to 25 feet long, and at the end of this hallway is just big metal bars. They don't have a gate on them like the cells, but just giant metal bars that go into the ceiling, and they look like they're basically just hitting the concrete at sharp angles, kind of like the gates of a city or something like that, but obviously on a very small scale. As you begin to walk, kind of a little bit closer towards them, what you can see on the other side of these bars is a huge, relatively dimly lit room. It's lit enough that you can see most of it, but it is kind of dim. It's a very, very big room. It's probably over 100 feet in depth and width, but it's lit just enough that you can see most of it. Your view is coming from basically the center of one end of this room, and close to the wall on the far end, you can see two massive pillars, probably a good 15 feet in width each, and they are supporting a large stone platform that sticks out about 20 feet above the ground, which again is dirt. And probably sticks out from your perspective. You can probably tell it sticks out at least 20 to 30 feet or something like that from the back wall. Aside from that, the rest of the room is tall enough that you can't really make out a ceiling. The floor in the room, all of it is dirt just beyond this gate that you're in front of. And it's absolutely littered with blood and bones and just shattered pieces of what was once a living being. You can see on the walls on the left and the right, almost all the way to the back wall, are two more grates or metal bars or whatever, just like the ones that you're looking through. At the middle of the room, you can see a massive creature standing 15 feet or more on two legs. It has deep red skin covered in just sharp black spikes, muscular arms that end in huge oversized claws. You watch as it opens its mouth wide and shows rows of jagged teeth, lets out a deafening roar in the direction of a terrified human male cowering against one of the walls, completely naked, and you can see a long glowing blue mark on his calf.
Well, that's a Glaber's.
He cowers back towards the wall. You can just hear him in the most desperate voice, just please. And in an instant, you watch as this creature leaps forward, and with a series of swipes with its massive claws, the human is just absolutely ripped apart into just chunks of gore flying through the air and landing in the dirt. And it's at this moment that you notice there is also another creature in the room, standing at the far end, under that platform, under the that's standing over those pillars. This time, it's somewhat humanoid to a degree. It has the appearance of a female human with surprisingly attractive facial features and long flowing blue hair. That's where the similarities with a human end. She's clearly far larger than a normal human, with 6 arms protruding from her torso instead of 2. And below her waist, instead of legs, she has a thick green snake-like serpent body from that point down. She wears some sort of metal plate armor on her top half, and strapped to her body in various spots are 6 different swords. She's essentially just standing up against one of the walls with her 3 pairs of arms crossed as she watches the brutal decimation of this human's body, almost with a calloused lack of amusement. And at this point, the occupants of the room have not noticed your existence, as they seem to be preoccupied with something else that is going on.
I'm gonna turn around and walk away.
Is there an entrance in there? Like, can we, or is the bars like
The
completely
entrance is the
closing us off?
bars.
And so there are bars in front of you. The bars appear to be like a portcullis, like you would see on the gate of a castle. They end in sharp points at the bottom, as if they could be lifted.
Right, but we can't like walk through them, right? It's not like it's open.
Right.
Right.
It's tight enough that you definitely couldn't walk through.
This is the end of that hallway. That there wasn't any other.
You guys
paths.
went to the right, so there were 4. It's a 4-direction intersection. So
Oh,
you
okay.
could have gone straight, left, or right. You guys looked to the right, and that's where the torchlight was coming from.
I don't think we should fight this creature until we find somewhere blue
We are
orbs.
not in any position to fight.
I am behind the haullay
And I
back
just
into the
kinda,
main room.
Like, I used my thaumaturgy to kind of
Yes.
extinguish the torch a little bit, like, or not thaumaturgy, prestidigitation.
Yeah, prestidigitation.
Whatever. Thank you. And I'm gonna like back up a little bit.
And I'm gonna
Do-
be looking in at the creature, and I'm gonna go.
Is
"Forest
this
cave
I-
lobster?
is this a? Can I see what this is based on my hunter's bane? Is this something that I can know about, or
So
that I do know about? I
just
guess.
dropped a picture of it on roll 20 for you. Let me.
That is an H.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Another direction.
Yeah, it's just like a spiky frog kind of thing.
it's a
Doesn't
horny
look
tub.
massive at all.
Spooky frog anger face.
I
Sure.
yes, we need to go find the other
Like
spell
my, so I have,
inhibitors.
I don't know what it is. If it's a fiend or a fae, or
I'm
assuming it's not undead.
I'm trying to pull up the thing to literally just to remind myself. What's your thing? What types does your thing help you track?
fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay. It doesn't look like anything you've ever had experience with.
Okay.
And since it is 12, that is where we will wrap it up for tonight.
All right.
Great call.
Thank you guys for joining. We will continue this on Monday. Hopefully we'll start on Monday on time, so 8:15 to 8:30-ish. We should be online and going. I know we were a little late today, so if anyone was here at 8 like I promised, I apologize. But yeah, we'll pick this back up on Monday. Thank you guys for joining.